Oh my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty!
Hey YouTube, Phat Pastor here. Thank you guys for showing up tonight. We are having a few bugs with Streamlab and Chrome, so bear with us tonight. I've got a backup going over here on the side, so yeah, just bear with us. We have tonight we've got a full show for you. Got Mr. Oops FPV is here tonight with us.
Evening, everyone.
And that's me. So, wait, Mr. Bitterroot. Hey, yo. Hello, Mr. Bitterroot. And Mr. Kid Bartlett right now with us. So, we are, it's showing me that we got 6 people viewing. So, appreciate you guys who are watching. And maybe you can't chat or whatever. Mr. Double A is with us.
Hey, Double A.
How are you, Mr. Double A? And Scott Hendricks, hello peeps.
Hey, good evening.
And all right, got a little bit of a different camera angle for me tonight. I put my camera a little bit more straight in front of me tonight, so hopefully it's gonna work out.
That's how our weekend is going.
Well,
That's okay. How's yours?
mine has been busy. But
that is definitely.
But good. But good. Got something new that I'm trying out on the Discord. I had a let me see if I can share my screen. Or I'll set my iPad here out of the way so it quits bumping up against me. If I need to grab it, something fails, then I will grab it. I had on the Discord a page where it was Ask Pastor. Oh, we had a couple people ask questions, but I have share. All right, I have changed that to something else that had somebody give me an idea. Another YouTuber, another content creator, told me it'd probably be a good idea, and it is this. It is Pastor Reacts Videos. What this is Pastor reacts to short video clips or live streams. Please keep them family friendly. That's what it says up here at the top. So right there, short video clips and live streams. If you want to get my reaction on things, and it looks like we've got a couple of videos on here that I will look at. Oh my goodness. NASA admits we never went to the moon. Sent to by Preaching FPV. Okay, Preaching FPV. I'm not familiar with you, but okay. I probably won't get to all of them. Guessing isn't science. Education for live video. 3 unprovable assumptions behind carbon dating. Oh, who's it by? Preach. Oh, he's wanting me to get philosophical. All right. All right. Well, I will remind me, and I will look at one of those, and I will watch the video, and you'll get my genuine reaction, and which will be my opinion, and will probably make some people mad, but that's okay. Scratch yourself real good, and you can get glad after that.
8-bit, just joined us.
8-bit's here. How's it going, brother? How's it going?
Yo.
Thank you guys for coming out tonight. Hello, everyone. He's working 10 hours? Working 10-hour shifts? Yeah.
10, he said.
Oh, okay.
Work too hard, brother.
Yeah, taking what they giving because I'm working for a living. Right? That was Huey Lewis in the News, wasn't it? Well,
It looks like Neo joined us as well.
I am trying to get with a few people to set up a TinyWhoop Pocket Pro-Am race at church for October. Back from the Matrix. So how's everyone been staying in the air lately? Actually, I flew 11 packs today.
Oh.
And I'll get into this in a minute. This is the one that I built. It's got the 32,000 kV TinyWhoop motors on it. HDzero. I've had some interesting things that you guys are going to want to know about on this.
Oh, yeah.
And if I got time at the end of it, I'll tear into it, and we'll see how it goes tonight. Moon landing was fake.
He's even got a link.
Put it there on the Discord, Mike, if you want me to react to a video about it. On the Discord here. Show you.
Good evening,
It
Randy.
is. You're gonna see me right there. Post video. Well, that's post videos for live stream. It's Pastor reacts videos, and this one is we never went to the moon. So yeah, you're. I have no idea. I'm beginning to. I trust this other YouTuber, even though he doesn't do live streams. I trust him, and he thinks it would be a good idea. So I'm gonna try it. One thing that no one, I don't think anyone has ever accused me of is being shy. So or not, or afraid to give my opinion. Those are two things that I don't think I've ever been accused of. So
looky.
Buzz Aldrin will punch you in the face. I saw somebody sent me that somebody was asking him about it. He just socks the guy.
Wow, yeah. It's the irony
Randy,
of
good evening, brother Randy.
Yeah.
How are you? Randy is one of the deacons in my church and a good friend of mine. On top of that, great guy.
Oh yes, definitely.
If Buzz Aldrin punches me in the face, I'm gonna stick Randy on him. And Randy got a big old paw. He'd kill that old man.
You don't want none of Randy. Just one walk. Gone.
Yeah, that's it.
Erased from existence.
Randy, get a hold of you. You're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Literally erased you from existence.
Yeah. Literally. I don't think I have that one anymore. Let me see. I don't think I do. I do have a new one, though, that I have to show you guys. I'm going to show you early because I've worked on this, and to me, it's just adorable. So, and there's a story behind little Rosie here that I might tell you guys one night if you can ask the right questions. But here she goes.
When it started get
I told her mom and dad are good friends of mine also that I was gonna. She is a little sweetheart at our church, and
Oh yes,
I will poop his
yes.
pants.
That is
I don't.
hilarious.
Who are you talking about, Biden? Uh, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, oh, hey,
Wasn't
Zach.
it Biden that pooped on the Pope? I don't know. I don't know. What's up, fam?
Good evening,
How's it
Zach.
going? How's it going, guys? Uh, I don't need to be
Thanks
reacting
for
to stuff
joining us.
that's not been put in front of me yet. So, but
He
yeah.
says he's talking about that clip that you was talking about Buzz. He says he gets angry.
Oh, he
And then
does. I say he just decks the guy. He just lays him out. So,
yes,
I mean,
uh, I'm sure that the replay button has been hit on that many times. At least
yeah.
it was on in my library.
And one of the problems that we're having tonight, if you give a super chat or whatever, the animation that usually comes up right in here or whatever, it's down because there's a problem with Streamlabs and Chrome right now. So we won't get that, but we will be sure to recognize you and all of that. And if you do, we will still get the channel will still get the super chats. We just won't get the pretty little alerts. Let us know when people subscribe and if they're a month membership or whatever all that stuff is. So yeah, it's nothing that that I can do about that. It's beyond my beyond my ability because it's in the software. So yep,
Yeah,
that's what it is.
it's some type of chromium bug, and I don't know what
Yeah,
their type of
yeah.
shortly is, but hopefully it is shortly.
Also, public service announcement. I want to move to this really quick. Give me a bigger screen here. There we go. Because we've talked about it on this channel, I have not used it, but I do feel since we've talked about it on this channel, I feel that it's important to let you guys know. You probably heard about it, but if you haven't heard about it, Teemu, I believe it's what it's called, the Too Good to Be True eBay type app that's on there. There is Better Business Bureau, state attorney generals, and all of these people throwing out all these kind of warnings about Teemu, that it is basically a Chinese phishing site to get your information. And
Makes sense
here on
why
Streamlabs, there was 16 attempts to try to log in to my PayPal, and I don't have Teemu, but I know Casey was using it, and I don't know what that was, but because I'm on a Mac or whatever, it failed every time. But so be warned of that. You go online, look that up. You can find out information on that. Just
yeah, and it makes
your big boys.
it
Buy
makes
at your own
sense.
risk.
It makes sense why the name of the game is to share with other people as many times as you can, and they allow you to share with the same person up to 4 times every day. Now, why in the world are you allowed to share with the same app that they know you've already invited that person, but they allow you to share it? And
Are
it
you
gives you
sending them
points.
links? Is that how you do it? You send them a link?
It says
Mm.
share this with, and it allows you to share with the same person. Like I could share with my cousin, and she can share with me up to 4 times every day, every day, every
There's
day, and
something
it gives
about
you points. That
there's
shouldn't
something
be.
about clicking that link.
Yeah, right. Well, as soon as you click it, it gives you're freely giving it, hey, here you go. You can have access to my device.
Right.
So whatever device you're
Teemu.
on, it could
Teemu is the name
possibly,
of it.
yeah, could possibly
That
be
that is
a bad
the
thing.
extent of Phat Pastor's public service announcements. If you are using Teemu because it was recommended on this channel by people on this channel or guests or whatever, I do feel obligated. I have not used it. But not saying that I was too good to use it. I just didn't get around to doing anything. And I don't do a whole lot of clicking links and sharing stuff if I just can't go on and buy it. You know, one of the reasons why I quit using GetFPV, they want to pop up right in the middle of me trying to buy something. No, I'll go somewhere else. Don't be popping up something. If I'll just share it on Instagram, I'll get 10%. If I wanted Instagram, I'd have one by now, right? Right. I'm just an old man. Look over me. So there is the public service announcement. That's it. I haven't got a bunch of them like Blenty and Bardwell and all of that. It's that's the extent of it. Yeah. And you know, if you did download Teemu and you got hacked and you lost some money, I hate that happens, but
you big dummy, you big dummy, you big cold-blooded dummy.
Oh, hey.
No, what? What was that?
We haven't finished. Mr. Heads is up in the house.
Infinity Teemu offered us a contract to stream their MCN. I don't trust that at all. Wow. Yeah, well, there's an IT guy that I'm friends with was telling us about it, and yeah, evidently it's state attorney generals are warning people not to do it. There's like, you know, several thousand people that's been hacked and all this stuff.
And here's the weird thing. My cousin, she actually received like 4 packages this week alone from Teemu. And she hasn't gotten hacked. They haven't messed with her account. They haven't stolen none of her money. She's been using it for months. Everything's been fine. But who's to say? They're not waiting for her bank account to hit a climax. That was pretty funny.
Sorry. I'm trying to find a good place to put it, but it's
sorry.
Like follow Casey's face around the screen. Sorry about that.
But what I'm thinking is, who's to say that they're not waiting for her bank account to climax, to hit that high spot, and then they go, oh, let's grab it now. You know, because if they grab it while it's in the low area, they're not going to get that much. They need to wait until she gets her taxes done, right? Who's to say that's not what, going on? So I don't know. I don't know. And I as soon as you told me about it, while me and Marty was on the phone, I had removed my payment information, and I have not unlogged out. Then there's no way for me to get back in and find out. So,
right.
But I did remove my payment method immediately. method. I had my PayPal in there, so luckily that's all I had in there. But yeah, thank you for sharing that with me, Marty. I really appreciate it. It pays, and it pays to have no turkeys around and a lot of eagles. Because they see all the vermin before it gets to you most of the time.
Yeah. Do not put my comment on the screen. I can't help it.
That is good. That's a walk right into right there.
Well, okay. That too.
They're gonna be waiting a while. And look, Randy, we just caused him to glitch out. He just glitched out completely.
No mas. On that note, it is a perfect time.
Needed that bad.
To go to a part of the stream that I like.
Never mind, Mike's good.
Yeah, I got mine. That's what she said.
Mail time. Mail time. Mail time. Mail time. Mail time.
The mail's here. Here's the mail that never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want a whale mail.
It makes me smile to think my friends will say, I wonder what's in the mail today. What's in the mail today? What's in the
This one's from your mom. Oh, is there anything for me? Oh, I got something for you. That's from my sister.
I recognize the handwriting.
What's in the mail today? What's in the mail today? Woo!
All right. Just getting a few texts here, but I want to show you what come in the mail. First thing, I don't have the box for it. We don't have to. I'm not all about doing unboxings. We're too big for that here, right? I got this come in this week. Ordered this. Was not sent to me or anything. Just ordered it to have a backup Express LRS radio, and I've not bound it to anything yet. It actually, I've heard a lot of people say it about it, but it actually, to be small and to be so small, it feels good in the hands.
I don't know if that's what she said.
But it does. It feels very sturdy and
Hey.
solid.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. Now I don't like the little
you don't
these
like all
type
the...
switches. I wish the LEDs that were in it were color addressable.
That would be neat.
Instead of white. I may go in them and try to
Ooh.
change it out.
You
But
just
I do
give a
like
bunch of
how
people
I don't know
ideas.
if you can. I don't know if you can see it. I do like how this is washed out here. It's way too much. It's not this bright. I do like that when it switches on, it's got a green light with it. Both of them. But these up here don't. There's nothing. These are 3-position. You guys have seen all the reviews for this. You don't need me to tell you about it. That's momentary, and that's a rocker arm.
Now, what's up with the big bright light? Is it just to make it look like a screen? Because it looks like a screen on there.
It is a screen.
It is a screen.
It is a screen. You've just got to. It's just too washed out. It's actually the same. It's pretty close to the same screen that's. Well, it's just a black and white LED screen.
Yeah.
Or LCD screen, whatever you call it. It's smaller than the Boxer screen.
Okay,
it's much smaller than the Zorro screen.
Zorro, yeah.
So it's just.
And
it's
all
just
in all, I think this looks way better of an option than the T20 or whatever. But I don't.
Yeah, see, for me, I thought it was going to be too small for the hybrid grip, but it actually fits in my hand fairly decent. The sticks are a little short, and they're not adjustable. You get what you got there. I have seen people grinding them off because they say they're. I think it was Heads on his review. Yeah, yes, it was. It was Infinity Loops on his. He took and grounded them things up. He flew the fire out of this thing. So it was actually Heads review that urged me to purchase it. And I was actually talking with the owner from a store that I get some stuff at a discount price to. And I paid full price for this, though, but threw it in an order that I got. So here's something else that I got. This is not brand new, but it did come in the mail today. It was a trade. I traded a Mobula 7. Put that back up there.
Okay. I figured you wanted to see it.
I was purposefully kind of beating it up. See what it would take. Yeah, yeah. And it took quite a bit, you know.
Tough
little radio. Yeah. I don't think that it'll end up being my daily driver, but I've got some analog Mobula 6 Express LRS that I've got like 2 of them that I could having a cheaper radio like this, that when I'm having the races and we have people coming to the races, I am going to bind those to this and I don't know whether I think I'm going to leave this on 3 because that's what it's on. It's on Express LRS 3. What I have for my Boxer and my most of you know this already, but what I have for my Boxer and my Zorro is I have 2 modules for each of them. In the back of the Zorro right now is a Happy model that's running 2.0. This is the Ranger micro module that's 3.0. And in the back of my Boxer, which is my basic daily driver, I have the Radio Master Ranger that's running 3.0, but this is the Happy model, big one, that's running 2.0. So any of my 2.0s or my 3.0s, all I have to do is switch out the module in the back of them to get them to so I can fly anything from them. So, and I just keep this with me wherever I go to go flying. So this here was a trade for a Mobula 7 analog Mobula 7, and this was a trade brokered through the Discord. I don't remember what your screen name is, but I know what his real name is. But anyway, he got this. He wanted the set of the regular teleporter, and I wished I'd have known that he wanted the regular teleporter because I just got some in a trade here. And his wife went and bought this for him, and she got him the HDzero teleporters, so he couldn't use it. I mean, it still had the film, which I took it off. This has been in my bag today, or it went over to the church.
Oh no! Oh no! Did we lose him completely?
What did you do again?
Or last time. I'm literally sitting here with my mouse ready to click, but I haven't clicked. That wasn't me. Wasn't me. You
Yeah,
can't
it
blame
said
it
it
on
was
me.
you. It said it was oops. FPV in my ear. So
Then
where did I
somebody
come?
must be hacking my system and controlling it then, because I haven't touched no button.
FPV, the voice, yo, my
Marty!
lady love.
I believe.
My lady loved the cat.
Charity head. I don't understand. What is that?
Yes, where he had the whiskers and stuff on. Meow gal. Well, Marty. When very Marty. I don't know how long I was off. Was it off for a while? I went back in time just for a little while. That's right. Stu had a guy. Well, let's see. Stu had a guy who couldn't use those.
Keep it under 88.
Yeah. Now I tell you what, I can't. No, I mean maybe if you extend the box out to like right here for me, but you know they'll make a great ride-along goggle for somebody that can see through them, or just a small screen, because this one has all the OSD on it, unlike the Marty, slow down. Remember, keep it. Oh, that's really what.
Put the brakes on. He said, "Put the brakes on."
Yeah, I don't know. I think Casey's got. I think I'm giving Casey too much permissions here on this channel, because some crazy stuff is happening.
And now you're putting bad on me. I haven't done nothing here. Nothing other than click the chat.
When it all went blank on my end, it said "Oops, FPV."
And on my end, it said Phat Pastor. It said Phat Pastor joined the stream. And then it said Phat Pastor left the stream. And then on your end, it said Oops, FPV joined.
Does anybody make stubby antennas for the Boxer? I don't wanna do silly internal mod.
Well, surely you could just use. Oh, it's got a specific.
No. You got to have the right length.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Bitterroot.
bet you could.
I don't.
I bet you could contact them. I bet they wouldn't have a problem in the world trying to make you one.
I'll react to videos, but some comments I'm just not reading.
You're not allowed. No, no.
Nope. Zero difference. There's not any difference putting a stubby on there? Is Mike saying it from a point of experience that there's no difference between a stubby or not? My
Oh,
gosh.
Hey,
It don't take long for our streams to descend.
sideways.
It don't take long for them to descend into chaos.
Very
I
quickly.
mean, I didn't even get through Mailbag or Mail Call or whatever it's called. I don't even know what it's called anymore.
Hey, on that note, Mike Birdman, he did say that he did the internal antenna mod on his Boxer pretty easy.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah, I heard it's just a UFL. All you gotta do is unplug the UFL and put some double-sided sticky tape on it.
Yes, that is great. Actually, I watched. Might have
Me,
been.
I don't.
I can't remember.
Explain to me because you know I don't. Maybe I'm missing something. What's the problem with the factory antenna that's on it?
Yeah, I was about to ask that. Isn't that thing 1 watt?
I've not had any issues with mine at all. So.
Correct, and with it being like a watt, well, even at 250 milliwatts, it's even at 25 milliwatts, it is pretty incredible. When I keep my system on dynamic, I go really far out before it goes up to 50 milliwatts. It's pretty crazy. But I can say I've got a receiver, a small light receiver, one of the tower antennas, that it does have very poor range for some reason. It must be damaged, but whenever I turn my module up to a watt, yeah, I get way better range with that receiver, but that's just that receiver specifically. All the rest of my receivers do fine on dynamic power, but if I leave that one on dynamic, I'll fail safe. I will.
Mhm.
I'll fail safe about almost to the road. I'll fail safe. So yeah,
Oh,
I don't know
to
what.
the road. People know exactly how far that is.
Yeah, that's
About 100 yards.
About 100 yards. No, it's about a half of a football field, I'd say, and not far. Not far. It should be fail safe in that far or that close. Not express LRS, but yeah, I jammed it up to a watt and it don't fail safe. But that's just on that one receiver. So any other receiver, you should be okay as long as it isn't damaged. The 90%ers can wreck some things.
Yes. Yes. Now, granted, on the Pocket, Head said he was trying. He was intentionally being rough with it. So.
Oh.
Mike said the factory antenna had to be installed every time I pull my radio out. Doing that does.
Oh, he's talking about that's why he did the internal mod.
Yeah, but did you not get the factory case that come with it?
Oh, right. See, now these are several things that are very confusing.
Yeah. Let me
keep the Boxer in the carry case. 8-bit said, question mark. He's asking why not? So same question. And it says I don't want to have it in the bag like that. Antenna all sticking way out there. It's small, right? Said double or Birdman. It's small, right? Looking for smaller profile in the pack.
Okay, because I've got both of mine, the Ranger and the factory antenna on it, and with the little. This is how it come. I mean, this thing is locked down.
Oh yes.
It ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, I actually am pretty impressed with the one that I got with my radio. I was pretty surprised. I didn't even know that it came.
Looking for a smaller profile in the pack. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Strap it on the outside of the pack. In that, it ain't going nowhere.
And
don't know.
8-bit says his boxer has a small antenna. And Mike says it might be kind of short, but it's.
What? Yeah, it might be.
I can't even finish.
It's skinny.
Y'all gotta
So
quit
it's so you wouldn't call that a stubby.
it. Oh gosh. Oh, it's a double A. I might know what the issue is. It has no radio bar in the back, right? Huh. Athex says Mike Discord. Something
I don't know. I'm lost.
something you're right with, maybe?
Would y'all like some peaches?
Ah,
I'm having peaches.
I forgot to get those grapes.
Yeah.
Dadgummit.
They're gonna be gone.
Uh,
Well, yeah, I can understand that. He said, I don't see any reason in having an external antenna if it can be in the shell. Yep, I'm one of these guys, though, that if it's working, I won't mess with it. So,
yeah, I'm one that if it's working, and I see if it'll work more or better. That's just, I don't know. I can't quit fiddling.
thank you,
don't want.
Athix.
There you
Appreciate it. I'm glad one of us is.
go. There is an internal mod out there on YouTube. It's an 8-bit. One of the bigger channels, I think. Just don't recall who I saw do it.
Yeah.
I think Painless
Didn't
360.
Stingy do it? I think Stingy might have did it. I might be wrong. I don't remember.
I know
Someone did it.
I know I'm probably wrong. UAV props off.
What's he say there? The bars that are fairly standard across the board give better rigidity and support for the antenna. I wouldn't know. It's I fly HDzero. 99% of it is 200 milliwatt. So I don't really. Before I was flying Express LRS, I was flying Crossfire. So radio range was never an issue for me. So
Yeah.
my link was not a problem. I'd always run out of video, so it's not something that I care too much about. But you know, I don't do a lot of throwing my gear in a backpack. $9.99 from McFly's. Thank you, you dirty bastard.
I couldn't help but laugh at that. This is great.
What? No, what exactly did I say? I don't think I said anything.
You
No, what?
just did it.
What shows up in the chat? You know,
Bar soap.
Bar of soap.
Bar soap. Now. I get it. I get you, 8-bit. I get you. But then the soap just makes you curse more.
I hate life, boy.
And then you find out you're poisoning your child. And you're like, oh, who's actually the bad one?
Like, why did you go blind, Ralphie? It was
cursed a little too much.
Soap poisoning. Y'all remember that?
I cursed one too many times. What is that?
Yeah. Soap poisoning was from A Christmas Story.
Oh yes,
I think you and I are talking about two different things.
I wasn't talking to you, Deeds. I was talking to that squirrel over there.
Oh.
There?
The squirrel. I was talking to the squirrel. I don't know what you were talking to. So,
that's great.
Bar of soap. Some things some things I don't want to know why they show up in the chat. Some things are better left unsaid, and
Unresponded to.
that is one of them. I want to show you guys something. I want to run it by you guys. One of the things, when I do get an opportunity to fly, it's usually in between appointments with people and church services and visitings and different things that's going on. But today I did get to fly 6 packs, and y'all might remember this little bugger from the other day. I put the LEDs on it, and with this beta board that was on it, because of overclocking was on, it caused the gyro to get a slow wind in it. And so we fixed that, and then put the LEDs back on it, and I took it out to fly it the other night, was testing the timers, and we're going to get into the timer here in a little bit. It's one of the things that's on the channel tonight. And I run into an issue that it would fly until the moment I went above half throttle, the VTX cut off. And I'm sitting here thinking, what in the world? I thought it was the antenna. It wasn't the antenna. Changed the antenna. It wasn't the antenna doing it. I checked all my solder joints. It wasn't the solder joints doing it. And so and you know how it is in this hobby sometimes. We're just trial and error. Yes. I pulled off the old LEDs, which I had right here in here. You could probably see I've replaced them. But I replaced them with 4 instead of 2, so I got 2 in the back. And I was able to bench test it and go full throttle and everything, so I took it out to the church today because it's been raining here all day to fly it. And I ran into another problem. So what it was doing, somehow, I think it's because these LEDs here, it has this enamel wire, or whatever it's called, like motor wires. I don't really know what. These are TinyWhoop LEDs. I don't know if you can see these, but it's got that stranded, like twisted wire in it. And
it's the type
I think
you gotta get
right in here, so I don't know if you can see it. It looks like it wore through, and that when I went to push more, to call for more current, more milliamps with pushing up the voltage, it would cause the HDzero VTX to brown out. So
interesting.
So I put these on today. These were brand new, right out of the package from TinyWhoop. These are the old ones here. This was a new package. Remember I talked last week about whether I wanted to put them on the other one, because I've got the ultraviolet, and I had the blue ones. And I decided not to because I was afraid it'd be too much of a current drain on my original racer. But let me get my radio because I want to show y'all something. And I'll look at this later. I don't really understand why that would cause a brownout of the VTX when my main racer, I've got a large LED. I mean, these little LEDs on this thing are tiny. They're just tiny, tiny, tiny little LEDs. And
well, maybe it was just the fact that it had.
I think it was shorting.
Right.
It had to be.
It had to make so much current in order for the short to actually happen. Like, it can't happen until enough voltage occurs.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean,
right.
But the LEDs didn't stop working.
Right. That's another awkward thing that you would just think would
Yet.
happen, but
So let me show you.
Yet. Yeah, that's the key word.
Yet.
Yeah.
Let me
Yes,
show
I agree,
you.
Neo. Whoops are so fun. Yeah.
What's that?
8-bit said someone swapped motor wires on a Whoop and used the LED wire from TinyWhoop.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
could be. Scott Davis, how's it going? But
Yeah.
coated wire, yes. Yes.
And I was Scott Davis.
Hey Scott, how's it going? So let me show you guys this. So you might see here that I've only got 2. When I started flying, and I flew like 8 packs, I think it was, 11 packs or something.
I love the blue.
All 4 of these were working. So I don't know why they're not now, but you see how small these are. These are, I mean, they're kind of washed out. Well, you can look here and get an idea of how tiny these LEDs actually are. That one's not lit up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But this thing is humongous. And it doesn't cause the kind of problem. And it may be that it's right here at the at the source. I don't know.
The lead, yeah, and
But
all the power that's coming in is also going through that lot.
I'm gonna try to look at these tonight and see why this is not. Just 2 of these just decided to quit working. You can see this one's working here. There should be there's another one right over here.
Have you tried to move any of the wire around, like just a little bit? Like take your tweezers, grab some of the wire, and move it around. Yeah. Check, and you checked all the solder, right?
Well, no.
Well,
I've not checked the solder joints, but
that would be great.
I'm moving the wires right here with my fingers, but no, that's what I'm saying. I haven't had a chance. It's one of the things I'll look at it probably later in the stream. I haven't had a chance to delve into it and look at it.
Yeah.
It's still flying fine. It's not browning out. The VTX is not browning out at all or anything now, but just first it was this back one that quit working, and then one of the side ones quit working. And I don't know. I've had the green ones on my analog for, I believe, since before, right after this thing come out. Where's it even at? I'm trying to find where it's even at in my box. Maybe it's here. But I have the Mobula 6. Yeah, this one here. And I've had these green LEDs, and I've probably flown this thing in 30 or more races, and they're fine. They stay lit up fine, but it's on the analog board. There's not much more of a drain on it. I don't think it's a matter of durability, but it could be with the blue, because every set of blue ones that I've put on, I've had issues with them. So maybe if there's something that you guys know that I'm missing or whatever, I will try later tonight if we have time. After everything that I want to get done on the stream tonight, I may try to put them under the magnifying glass here on the bench and see why they're not working. It could be that I crashed it and have pulled a wire loose.
Yeah.
Or something on the LED.
Maybe put a micro break in the wire, possibly.
Yeah, but I've glued the wires down pretty good. You can probably see that there, just like I did on the others.
Yeah,
the other ones I glued them here and here on the outside, and I've glued these on the back. So
the glue.
I don't know. I will look at it and see. And by the way, the 32,000 with bi-blades on them at 85% throttle limit, it flies good.
Really?
It flies good. I was doing Beggars Canyon all day. Just and before at 100%, I had too much of this. It was hard because what Beggars Canyon is we're flying under the pews. About this, you got about this much room under all of the pews, right down. And if you've never flown in a church, pews will reach out and grab you. They're like the hand of Lucifer or something. They just reach out and pull you right out of the sky. And if they get you in the crook of the pew, like right in this area, right in the bend of the pew, no turtle, no nothing, but somebody to grab you and move you out of that is it's like the swan kick from Mr. Miyagi. No can defend. No can defense.
It's like pew. Yep, pew. Well, be back.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, you got to say, pew. Oh, I'm going.
I have a chicken on my couch.
Yeah. I figured I'd throw that up there.
Okay. I have a wallet in my pocket.
I would like to know, is this a true statement? Because that's great. And it tells me maybe you live on a farm.
Wait. Is that an HDWhoop with HD? Hold on. Let's put this back up here. Let's see this.
Yeah.
Wait, is that an HDWhoop with HD? Is the voltage regulator... I don't know that it has a voltage regulator on it. It is an HDzero whoop. And where I soldered the power and ground is on the back side where the battery pigtail comes into the board. So basically soldering it on VBAT. Right where the pigtail solders onto the board. Yes, it is an HDzero 65 millimeter whoop. And with the whoop light VTX.
Yeah, and if he's
need
a
bigger voltage pump DC.
If he's wanting to know the voltage regulator on the flight controller, yes, it's got a voltage regulator on the flight controller, but I think it's only got like a 5-volt or whatever. But
move your microphone a little bit closer to you.
Oh,
let me turn you up a little bit. I got you. Hang on. Keep talking.
Okay. Is that better? Better. The voltage regulator on the board, he was saying maybe the voltage it doesn't have a voltage regulator on the board and is that close to where the main power lead is. I'm thinking maybe that's what he was asking, but I don't know. But yeah, if the board doesn't have a voltage regulator on it, then you would have to use a voltage regulator or the VTX wouldn't even power up. But yeah, the boards have voltage regulators on them.
AA says both Fly High and Tiny LEDs use a distribution board without regulation on the LED.
So he's talking sort of like what I got on the diatone Tick-In.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's like I said, I've ran LEDs on whoops.
Yeah.
For years.
Look, I use it on the Hummingbird and
Actually, on the Hummingbird, Casey bought that from me.
Yeah.
I put the Hummingbird's got the
yellow. It's
got the 4 built-in addressable LEDs. I turned them all to yellow, and then I put 4
on the board. Yeah, it's awesome.
LEDs. Actually, I think I switched the 2 of them together and made it look like 3 LEDs on it, and it ran for forever. I mean, I guess they're still working fine.
Oh yeah, it's great
with Casey. So no, let me look on TinyWhoop.com and see if it says anything about.
And the board actually has little LEDs on it, which is pretty cool because you can change them to be whatever color you want them to be. Pretty awesome. The other day, I actually found out the power of switching from D8 to D16 to D8. I could now fly it around the house and not feel safe. Pretty cool. But I'm removing the LEDs off of it, and I'm putting them on my HDzero build, per suggestion of Phat Pastor, yours truly.
Well, if
He
you
has.
do an LED whoop races, it's actually helpful.
Yes.
All right, here's what
And it's cool.
these
Yeah.
are the ones right here that I was using. The 603,
Oh.
and
Same
let
as
me.
these, right?
Yeah, and you know,
Yeah.
you see, or were they the 12? Hang
So
on.
depending on how high they are, may be putting too much straight. Oh, well, it's hooked up straight to the battery. Huh. So
Yeah,
that's where it shouldn't matter. That's where it shouldn't matter. It's hooked into the battery. So as
yeah.
long as it
See,
isn't
all of
correct.
these I could plug into the battery,
Yeah.
like that picture right there.
Yeah. Oh, 1206 LA. What is the 1206 and the 1603? What is the numbers?
Well, this is your 12 by 6 millimeter LEDs. These are larger. These are not the ones that I
Oh.
used here.
Oh, neat.
I used the 603s. They're smaller, teensy weensy yet bright. And this might
Very.
be the problem. They're 0.2 grams. Um,
Let's see.
yeah, it's what it's saying to a 1S battery. Let me zoom in on this so y'all can look at it. This new ultra light harness is teensy weensy yet bright. Personal aircraft. Right here.
Did not leave that up.
Negative wire directly to the 1S main power. Connect to the positive and the negative wire. And that's what I did just to the back sides of the on the board. But, you know, they are teensy weensy. You know, I could have
They
pulled them
are.
apart there, you know, on that end. I don't know if you could see those.
Yeah, I
I would
actually
have to
can.
look at them I mean, they're small. And I do think that the ones that were on the green one were the bigger ones. So this may be a durability issue between the
Maybe.
1206 because they are bigger.
Do you think maybe you might have accidentally like hit it dead on one of the lights, and it
Well,
disconnected it twice? Twice, I see.
it
Because
could have.
both of your lights
Man,
are out.
it could be a durability because I did crash the crap out of it. I mean,
Oh,
I
did
was
you?
bouncing off pews and everything else. So it was yeah.
Uh, by the way, Athix FEV says check out Infinity Loop's channel on WeBleed if you want to see the chicken.
Oh, okay.
It's a chicken on your couch for sure, says Bitterroot. I guess there is a chicken on this couch.
Hey man, that's a chicken on your couch.
You're on your couch. I haven't went and checked it out because, well, may or may not have gotten in trouble for checking other streams while on one stream at the same time. And I'm not doing it again. But if we do that together, I'll go along the ride.
I might order some. Let's see if he's got some bigger blue ones. Oh yeah. Okay. I can
Oh
just
wow.
try a different. We'll come back and talk to Mr. Jesse and them later. So, yeah, this all could be my fault. I mean, it's on the outside of well, that one's in the middle. But I don't think there's any way that I could have hit it because it's in the V of the
Uh-huh.
in between the ducts. I don't
Oh
know of
yeah.
any way that I could have hit it. But
But maybe
with
the
them being
impact.
tiny, as they say, eensy weensy,
Oops.
for sure those 603 ones surely nick the coating. Probably so, but don't call me Shirley. I don't
Thank
have
you.
that in my list.
Take
I'm
my
working
mouth.
on getting my, but just in honor of you, because I don't have anything better right now. 8-bit.
Llegaban a vuelta al restaurante. Había subido la marea. Jesús, hay que hacer ahora con los dos sacos de arroz.
That's just too great.
That's great. I love it. I love it.
Oh, 8-bit said he had batteries at the end. At the ends and sagged easy. Brownout happened fast. Was the source of his ERS failsafe issues. New batteries no longer have that issue.
Yes. Yeah. And with HDzero Whoops, you go from like 3.1 to, or like 3.2 volts, depending upon whether it's a folded cell or a roll cell. It drops quick.
Oh yeah.
That last little bit before your VTX browns out, it goes pretty quick.
Yeah, the difference between these and these are night and day. Because these right here, oh my gosh, it's just like, mwah. It's almost like a 1.5 S instead of a 1S. Whereas this is like a 0.5 instead of a 1S.
I've never liked those beta FPV batteries.
Oh no,
I've never liked them.
Now I have like maybe 8 out of the 12 or so that do fly rather good as far as flight time, but power, there is no power. With these, it's like a completely different quad. So yeah, you could actually have a quad that flies amazing, and you think it's junk because of the batteries you're using, and not even know that if you swap the batteries, that quad would fly like, go from flying like nothing to something at least. Because I found that to be true with 1 or 2 of them.
These are my preferred batteries: the WeBleed and the TinyWhoop.
Yeah,
batteries.
the 1S 1P is the amazement. It's one series, one parallel. It's like 2 cells made into one. It is technically what it is, but pretty cool.
Yeah, I've flown those, but I still prefer the folded cell over the 1S 1P. This is
that's
different.
What that is, isn't that? Isn't that 1S 1P?
No, it's the way the batteries. The difference between a rolled cell and a folded cell is not the amount of cells. It's the way, if you will, think of if this was your base of lithium or whatever that you were going to wrap. What those GMB batteries and the Tattoo batteries, they wrap the aluminum, if you will, the polymer. They wrap it around the batteries.
Yeah,
with
I've got some that are halfway took apart here.
With the folded cell, it's this.
I got some halfway took apart.
They're folded. Yeah. They're folded instead of rolled. It's folded down like an accordion or like a blind.
Yes.
So
I actually have a perfect example of that.
And the folded cells, in my opinion,
Where did you go?
I like them better.
Here we go.
They're lighter.
See that? See the crease in that top cell? Just pay attention to the top cell there.
Yes.
See how it's like doubled over? That's what Marty's talking about there. And of course, y'all probably out there know about that. But then you got one of these, and as you see, that crease is not there, and these are just single crappy cells. But yeah, this is junk. This is not junk. So yeah, that's what he's talking about.
No, I'm not talking about a one. I'm not talking about a one cell 1P. I'm not talking about that.
I know this isn't what you're talking about there, but this is what I was talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about the difference between the way the cell is actually made.
A pillow.
They roll it,
and a fold.
They roll it, or they'll fold it back and forth, boom, 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 like we used to do a fan. Remember when you was in school and you fold up a piece of paper and open it up into a fan? Yeah. That's what a folded cell lipo is like on the inside. Go on, Newbie Drone's got a video about it. about what it is. So
Well,
yeah,
I've took them apart, and they're definitely different. Definitely different on
zigzag,
the inside.
zigzagged or rolled, exactly right.
Zigzag the road, yeah, and that's exactly what they look like inside too. That's the
Yeah,
perfect
8-bit
explanation.
says different thing, different thing. Oops. Yeah, we're talking about two different
Yeah,
things.
yeah. Exactly. That's what I was trying to figure out. That's exactly right. And this is exciting because now there's 3 sets of batteries in my mind. And I do know of one that is
Yeah,
just like
yeah, yes.
maybe good for goggles.
All of those that Casey showed are rolled sailed. Yes,
Yeah,
they're not folded sailed. No.
right. And uh, these right here, this is just the crappy ones, whereas the other is 1S1P, and the 1S1P is technically like 2 cells made into one. It's one series, one parallel. So and that's why you get the power kick out of it. Versus, you get a 1S that ain't 1S1P, you don't have the power as one that does. And then the same thing with yours. They've got the power kick like that. They
Me
actually last
personally,
a bit longer.
I think the 1S1P thing um, is a hype thing, but because here's just a regular um, RDQ LiPo. That's not a 1S1P, but it's got the little line in it. It makes you looks like that. This is a 2-cell battery. It's not 4 cells put
That
together
should,
to make it look like 2 cells. This is just a 2-cell battery. And I don't. Me personally, I've never taken one apart. I don't know. I don't.
yeah,
I don't know.
I've definitely had some exciting experiences with them.
Mhm.
I didn't know that there could be such a difference between them. Like that is a 3S1P. Yes, correct. Double A. That was a 3S1P. And well, the
2S.
1S is the one I have, the one I had that I was showing. Um,
Mhm.
the thing is on that Tiny Hawk that I was flying, it came with an original 450 milliamp battery. I can't remember exactly what brand that is, but nonetheless, it sucked compared to the compared to the GMB batteries that I got afterwards. So it was a 450, and then I had bought some GMBs that were 650, I think. Well, you remember, right? You remember the yellow ones? Well, anyways, there was a power increase significantly. It was almost like I added a whole nother cell, or at least a half a cell worth of power. So the battery that came with it, it was like read, read, but then you put those new batteries in, and it would make it scream so much that it would almost vibrate on the high end. It would have high end oscillations almost, where it would be pushing out too much power. But yeah, flew so much better, and significantly different. So to
Well,
me,
and sometimes on TinyWhoops, the experience that I've had too is you can get the same exact kind of battery. You can let's just use these for example. I could have this one that's old, and I've run it down to where my TinyWhoop falls out of the sky, and then I order the very same thing, and because it's new, then it's good. This flies amazing compared to
amazing.
this,
Yeah,
and it's just the same thing. And
right.
it's just that I try to I'll mark my batteries, and my bad batteries I'll usually throw them in a different thing. And with 1S, after they get to where they are bad, I'll just toss them because they're
Yeah.
or give them to Casey. So that's probably
I'll take them.
see,
I'll take
see
them.
these here
Yeah, 'cause I
Beta
need them.
FPVs.
Oh, yes, I could use them. As long as they got the new plug on them, I finally converted.
See, these are marked, and I have one of my
This is all I
I don't
have.
know if that is.
That's all I have, which is good. It's better than none, isn't it?
I think it's.
I'm blessed to have what I have.
Yeah, I think this is either TinyWhoop or We Bleed FPV. But this battery right here, I went ahead and put it in here with these other bad ones because I get like a lap and it's like dead. And it's the same thing that's over here with these other ones. But I've punished this battery. I've abused this battery, and I've just not had good luck with the beta FPV batteries. These are clearly rolled cells as opposed to folded cells. See the sharp edge,
The
sharp square edge, where this is rounded.
Rounded, yep.
Yeah, I even marked this one on the end. I was marking this one everywhere because I was like, this thing is junk. And I don't want to. What if I'm in a race? I don't want to pull one of these out and say, okay, I'm just going to throw this in here and not even be able to complete 2 laps because of a battery.
Right. Yeah, that would be bad. That would be bad. And I actually was having that issue until I switched now. I converted. Now that I've converted to BT 2.0, it really ain't an issue. Even the bad batteries are good compared to what I was used to.
Double A says, I believe that the S stands for sealed cell and the P stands for parallel.
Yeah. Well, you've got series and parallel. You've got batteries that are wired up in series configuration, and then you got batteries that are wired up parallel configuration. From what I've learned, that's just, and so yeah, possibly also could be another thing that they stand for. Well,
the thing is, I need to buy one of those and just test it. Well, I might even have one here somewhere that I can rip open.
Yeah.
Just discharge the thing because I have a hard time believing that it's actually 2 cells wired in parallel to give you more milliamps.
1S, 1P is one series and 1 parallel configuration. So like I've got this one tore open here. This is not a 1S, 1P. You could rip this open, and of course it would just explode on you. But because it's literally just 1 cell. But then you get those others.
Are you saying that a 1S, 1P is actually 2 cells wired in parallel?
1 cell in series and 1 cell in parallel. That's from what I've learned. So I'm not saying that to be fact.
Well, so there's a total of 2 cells in the pack. You can't
I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, if you have 2 cells, you can't wire the 2 cells in series and in parallel both. That don't work that way.
1S, 1P, 1 series, 1 parallel.
Well, I think what
I'll have to go back and read.
Yeah, I think what Double A is saying here is that he thinks the S stands for sealed cell and the P stands for parallel. I don't know, but I know in electronics you can't wire a single battery both in series and parallel if it's a single cell.
It's gotta be 2 cells made into 1. That's what it's gotta be.
Well, then
and that would make sense on why you get a power kick. Why it seems like it's more than 1S. Because I was like, what's the difference? Is it just better quality or what? And then when I took one apart,
iron sharpens iron, yeah.
When I took one apart, it's hard to it's easy to see the difference, but it's hard to work with. Like maybe, like you were saying, maybe we should just tear one open. That would be
Blaster, how are you, brother? Yeah,
I actually
and it's a possibility that these battery manufacturers are taking little small 1S batteries and making 2 tiny 300 milliamp cells.
Oh gosh.
And putting them with that, but that would make it a 600 milliamp cell.
See, the chemistry
because
on these...
the difference between series and parallel, let's say that it's a it's a
Let's find that.
3.5 volt. Let's just call it
Yes.
4 volts. Let's call it 4 volts. The 4-volt cell. If that's the difference between parallel and series, and both of them are 200 milliamps, if it either combines the milliamps and makes that a 400 milliamp battery, or it keeps it at 200 milliamps and makes it an 8-volt battery. Instead of it being a 1 volt, instead of it being a 4 volt, that's the difference between parallel and series. And I should know the difference between this because I was just talking with somebody about this the other night.
My AI just generated us an answer. It says 1S 1P is an abbreviation for a single cell battery. In the battery industry, numbers are used to describe the battery configuration, which we know. For example, 1S 2P means a battery with 1 cell in series and 2 cells in parallel. Here are some examples of 1S 1P LiPo batteries, and that's, of course, the GMB that we're used to, Tattoo, R line.
Share it and show us your screen and what they're talking about, how it's wired.
All right.
Because I don't understand how it can be wired in series and in parallel.
All right. Let me share my screen here.
Have they completed the circuit in?
Hey, I'm learning with you.
Completed the circuit in parallel, and then once the circuit was completed in parallel, they branch off from another point and make it series?
See here. Let's go ahead and throw out some more info here. Right here it is. 1S 2P. Oh, where's my little? Yeah, right there. 1S 2P, which we know that. 1 cell in series and 2 cells in parallel. Here's some. Can you see that down there? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Uses stacking technology to enable single cell capacities of.
Yeah, but see that's 1S 1P.
Let's see. We can read that without that, right? Or no?
Yeah. I can read it without it.
Okay,
I can
see it. Yeah. Tattoo 500 milliamp 1S, lightweight and compact, best for small drones. High discharge rate. Let's see. Give us some more. What's some more? Here we go. 1S 1P equals a single cell battery. Well, we know that.
Okay, wait.
With
V equals
cell,
VC and A
here
equals.
Right here. A battery with 1 cell in series and 2 cells in parallel. So 1S 1P. That's what that means. It means 1 battery with 2 cells in parallel. That's wild. I mean, that's what it just hit me as that in the beginning, but then I went and learned about it.
So is it a total of 3 cells in the battery?
So it would be, so if you have a 3-cell battery, it would be a total of 6 cells. So if you have a 2-cell battery, it'd be a total of 4 cells. And if you have a 1-cell battery, it's 2 cells. Pretty wild. Pretty wild indeed. And that would explain the extra flight time or the voltage kick that you get. You know, like the performance kick that you get out of it. Kind of like the Easy Pilot Pro. Man, I didn't know it could fly that good. Now here's something weird. I've got.
That's a good question, AA.
Yeah.
So do you lose? Well, let me put this here first. So do you lose balance leads in this procedure? I don't see how you could balance it, because what it sounds like it's saying is that there's 2 circuits, that each cell is made up of 2 cells in parallel, and those cells are wired in series. So a 2S battery would have 4 cells, a 1S battery would have 2 cells, a 3S battery would have 6 cells. And it seems to me that it will make them so much more prone to failure too. Like if one of those cells drop, you got a crap cell in your parallel.
See, so that's the thing. Unless it says 1S2P, then my understanding is
1S will be the voltage. 1P would be the storage.
yeah, that's
1S, 2P are two
clearly
cells in parallel with a one cell voltage. That's correct. So they're actually building the cells on a separate
it's
circuitry.
wild.
Each cell has its own circuitry
On circuit,
in parallel
in parallel.
to each other. So if it's a 200, let's just say it's a, to make the math easy, it's a 400 milliwatt 1S battery. Let me see. So I want to try to I want to get one. And I'm going to take the thing apart. We're going to look at it. Matter of fact, let me look at this and make sure that this ain't a 1S 1P.
Do I have one?
China Hobby Line would do something like that.
I've got one that's in there in the ashtray. It's bad.
So let's say this is four.
Let me see.
Let's.
Are these 1S1P? They should be.
All right. So let's say this is a 400 milliamp. Hang on. Hang on. Let's say this is a 400 milliamp battery.
Sorry.
And let's say it was one of those 1S 1P things.
Yeah.
Then that would actually be two 200 milliamp cells wired in parallel and then wired separately in series.
But they're made
to make a 400 to make a 400 milliamp battery. What's the advantage of that?
Well, do you know those
paralleling
purple
cells?
ones? All right, you see this 350? You know the 380s that you have, the purple ones, the little, you know how they're shorter? They're shorter and smaller than this 350. The GMBs that you have, they're the 380, the purple ones.
Mm-hmm.
Grab one of those because that is a 1S1P, and it is smaller than this 350. This is a 350, and it's smaller, and it's a 380, and it actually has way more performance than this red one does. I actually have one right here.
Filibuster says paralleling cells will add the C rating, which would feel more consistent over the battery's discharge.
Yeah, now explain this. How is this 380 smaller than the 350? Well, the 380 is the 1S1P, and it is fatter. Slightly fatter, but it is shorter than the 350. But the 350 is just a single. It isn't a 1S1P.
I need to find one to discharge before another stream so that we can tear it apart. And
that's the only one I've got, or I would do it.
Look at them. I think I gave you all of those that I had because I think I give you all of the pigtail ones that I had, and the only pigtail ones I got now are the ones that I bought to get free shipping.
You had quite a few of these that you didn't give me. I only have one of these, and you had a whole set of these.
Okay.
And
I'll have to find them.
Yeah, you
probably
should have the 380 GMB 380s. It it says 1S1P on the front of it.
Let's see what the people that's smarter than us have to say here.
Yeah, hey, good idea.
All right, Phil, paralleling the cells will add to your C rating, give you more discharge.
Oh, they did.
And I got it. I can tell you they are twice as heavy.
Yeah, possibly so, huh? That's
to be thought about also. Yep. And
hey, that's a good idea.
Yep.
Let's weigh it.
Milliamp hours, not milliwatt. Right.
Correct.
So a 2-cell 2P would be a total of 4 cells. But a 1-cell 2P is 2 cells, correct?
1-cell 2P is
1S 2P.
Yeah.
One battery, 3.6 7 volts or 3 point whatever it is, 4.2 volts, but it's got 2 packs.
One S2P. Then it has 2 of those 1S1P
Power
batteries
punch,
in it.
better amp drainage.
That's the thing. It has 2 of the 1S1P batteries in it. So it's not just one 1S1P now. It's 2 1S1Ps. It gets complicating. That's why I'm glad that we're digging into this. Pretty cool.
Well, it couldn't be 2 cells, because if it's 2 cells, then that's going to be too high of a voltage. Your voltage would be...
Yeah, it would make the voltage too high. Right. You got to keep the voltage the same. That's what confuses
So
me.
if I'm understanding all this correct, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Basically what this is this is a way to increase your milliwatt hours and your amperage in it by making smaller cells with a higher C rating, and then you're running them in series or parallel, whichever one that is, to bring up your current, your milliwatt, your amp hours. The battery runs longer at a higher discharge rate and pretty close to the same size, maybe a little bit heavier.
Well, here I have a 850 milliamp 3S 1P, and
series does the voltage, right? So if you take like in AA batteries, when you take, or these are AAA, when you take these AAA batteries, which are 3.3 volts, and you stack them together, positive to negative, negative to positive, you're running 6 volts.
Correcto.
Correct?
Correct.
But if you lay them over here side to side, and you run a wire from positive to positive, negative to negative, and you run a separate wire out from that circuit, this, in effect, would become a 1-cell, 3-volt, and say each of these are 200 milliamps, 400 milliamp, 3-volt battery. Correct?
Sounds.
We got a lot of comments here. So
yeah. Do we?
Power efficiency. Let's see. Like having plates smashing the cells and destruction of the stat.
And why is this? So C rating. This is one thing that gets me. I have an 850 milliamp and a 720 milliamp. Okay, the 850 I should get. Well, I do get longer flight times, of course, but I should in turn have more power, right? It should give me a little bit more of a boost, right? The 720, it has a higher C rating. It's 100C to 200C, whereas the 850 is 80 to 120C. This is not as powerful as the 720. I get longer flight times with this, but this actually gives me more of a punch. So the 100 to 200C on this battery must be true, because this actually acts a bit more powerful than this. Although I do get less flight time with this, it acts a little bit more powerful than this. Yeah. So if I want to get my quad
Night Train
really
said
going,
C rating has nothing to do with the battery size. Yes, it's a discharge rate.
Right.
And diminishing returns, weight over amp draw, it's important. Yes. But
so it being its discharge rate.
So were you saying that, am I understanding that batteries like this is considered parallel? Or wire to wire here, wire to wire here? I always thought this was parallel. I might have it backwards. I know that I had to study for all that on my ham radio test, and it's something that I lost the...
And I also learned that
they put what? Hang on. All C ratings are wrong. Yeah, side by side is parallel. All right, hang on.
Yeah.
Yes, side by side is parallel, because that's how I thought. I took my ham radio course not because of FPV, but partially because of FPV. But this is, if my memory serves me correct, because I think I did that before my head injury. I don't remember. It might have been not long after it. I remember that this, if my memory serves me correct, put this in my memory that would help me remember what, because it's on your ham radio test if you guys ever decide to do it. You got to know the difference between parallel and series and voltages and all of this for frequencies and all of that. And a battery wired like this, my memory served me that this was parallel. When you stack them on top of each other, this is in series.
End to end is series, yes.
I am gross. Let's see, he's got a good long explanation for here. Parallel batteries have both plus and minus terminals, each connected together. Correct. The battery voltage equals the cell voltage, but the capacity is multiplied times 2. Okay, so it doesn't go to 6 volts. All right, yes, that's where I was wrong. Parallel doubles this. If these are 3 volts each, doubles this to a 6 volt pack, a 6 volt 1S pack. And then this would be if these are both 200 milliamps, this would be in series a 2S? No, this would be one in series. It'd be a 1 cell at 6 volts at 400 milliwatts. I believe that's right. Don't take them down so quick. Let me see. Yep, multiply that by times 2.
Oh, did I clicked.
Series batteries have both negative terminals. Yep. Negative to negative, positive to positive. I think it's the difference, like when you put, y'all remember in your RC cars, when you put your batteries in like this, or if you stack them in like this. Series or parallel. Generally, of course, it depends on how that box is wired too. So.
Series
Scott
negative
Davis,
positive.
Series negative to positive, right? Parallel negative to negative, positive to positive. Series doubles the voltage. Parallel, theoretically, the amperage, right? So this becomes 6. Okay, all right. Now I'm confused because at first I thought this right here becomes, assuming these are 3 volts, this becomes 6 volts, to say 200 milliwatts apiece, 6 volt, 200 milliwatts. This stays 3 volts, 400 milliwatts. So if a battery is 1 cell, 2P, technically they are flying 2 cells. Leave it up.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
All right.
Oops.
Technically, they're applying 2 cell batteries, and that battery is in parallel and increases the capacity, but keeps the voltage as a single cell. Correct. So basically, you're flying a heavier battery. That'll give you longer flight times.
And more punch. That makes sense. So that's why my 720 gives me more punch, but then my 850 gives me longer flight times. Whereas I thought the 850 would give me more punch, but the 720 has got higher discharge rate. And I learned that the faster the battery can discharge, that gives the quad the ability to access the power faster.
Yeah, and see,
punch.
AA comes up with a perfect idea. I use these a lot. If you guys are probably familiar with these.
Oh, cool.
These big lights.
He does.
These are 18650. The downside, and this would be the downside to a 1S 2P, is any of these 3 batteries, any of these 3 cells go bad, and if they're soldered up together, technically the whole pack's bad.
Uh-huh.
If one of these Actually, you can see here, I got one of the ones that I got from Get FPV. You can't hardly read that. In here with these El Cheapos, because one of these El Cheapos just put it on my charger and it would not charge. Just completely dead, so I took a better quality battery and put it in there. And yeah, that's, to me, that would be the bad side of the 1S 2P or whatever they're called. Two
Yeah,
actual cells running parallel together.
right. If
One
it
of
was
them's
that
bad.
way, if it was two actual cells ran that way, but it isn't. And it's not how it is, but it isn't how they've got it circuited together. Like they've got it to where it can't happen like that. Like they can't become out of balance, out of sync. But I guess if the battery goes bad, then how do
If
we
it's
not
two
know
separate
that?
cells, there's no way that they can. I don't understand that. I mean, it's.
That's what I'm trying to dig in and learn more about.
I think what you would experience there is just the. Yeah, I know lithium
Break.
ions, not lipos. I know. There's a difference there. Yeah, I remember the old mag lights. I used to have one when I worked for the county.
Yeah, you could pretty much just use
Yeah.
that as your weapon. It's so big old
Yep.
huge.
Yeah.
Take 12D batteries. Oh, here's
I am
a
gross says you're flying two small cells to get the same capacity and keeping a single cell voltage up.
voltage.
I agree.
Yeah, that is right on. That makes complete sense. Looky there down at the bottom. There you go. Double A says.
So in the case of Whoop batteries, we have no way to add plates to such a small battery. 1S at that. So they tend to puff faster. Construction is the only option up to C rating, a bit more milliamp hours. Yes, and that's why I think the folded cell, for me, they just last longer.
Yeah.
I've went the route with the, for a long time. Well, when Phil and I, we would go to races with Soki, and those GMB batteries that like Casey was showing, those were the ones to have.
Yeah, these guys.
They lasted the longest and all of that, but
Or was
now the
it
red
these?
one
Oh,
that you were showing,
yeah.
those were the ones to have. And in my experience, the folded cells just last longer now. The construction of it makes all the difference
Yes.
to me. So yeah.
It does.
All right.
It does, definitely.
All right. Yeah.
And whatever
Y'all didn't know
they're
y'all was
doing,
gonna learn something today,
doing
did
it.
you? Or maybe I
Hey,
didn't know I was gonna learn
amazing.
something today.
Same
I'm still gonna
here.
try to
Same
find
here.
one. I
Thank
don't know
you,
that I
everyone.
have one. If it is, it's deep in the bowels of my lipo safe. So
I
I'll
have
try to
a
pull one
I have
out
a
and drain it.
single cell.
Hook it up to an LED and run it completely dead, and then we'll cut the thing open here on the bench and look at it
But
and
it
just
won't
see what it
explode on.
does. Huh?
I said, but that I think when you get that close, it'll start to explode on you at that point. I don't think that you can get to the point of there's like a point of no return because I've had to repair one of them before, but I haven't actually tried to
No,
die.
I intend to destroy the battery. That's why I'm
I
gonna hook it
know,
up to an LED and run it completely dead.
right?
And
That way you can take it apart without
yep,
it exploding. All
yeah,
right,
I'll just
cool,
take it apart and unfold it and
cool. That's what's up.
all of
That'll
that.
be
So
awesome. That'll be very, very, very neat.
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that. You can put them in salt water to make sure as well. That's
you
is
can.
not trained.
You can.
Good. And thank you everyone for all of the knowledge. I love learning and this is great. It's very fun too. And I
See,
like being part of it. It's
another
a
thing you can
blessing.
do. Take a while, but
This has definitely been the light of my day. Actually, week, 2 weeks. 3, 4.
It's Miracle Thursday for Casey.
It is. It is. It
he had
is.
been
And
on-
that is a 100% true fact. I would say, had this stream not have happened, my night would not end. It would be like it is right now. I would not have a smile on my face. And I definitely have all y'all out there to thank for it as well. Just I feel every time I get to be part of this stream and part of the community, it's just a blessing, and I can't thank the good Lord enough, or all of you enough, or Marty enough. So definitely, like he said, Miracle Thursday and the light of my week.
Okay, that didn't work. I was trying something.
Richard, what
I
you
need
do? Tommy boy.
3.2 to 3.5 is bad, right?
That guy in a little coat. Remember?
Mm,
3.2 to 3.5 is bad, right? No? I mean, yeah, that's where you want to stop. That's where you want to stop. 3.2, 3.0, you're starting to damage your battery. 2.9, you're starting to really damage your battery. But I have ran a 6-cell, all the way, 2 of the cells, all the way down to 1 volt. And it was by mistake, of course. Because the charger didn't charge 2 of my cells for some reason. And I took
this
off
battery,
mine,
no, it wasn't this one. It's
but I was
this one.
able to save it, and I still use it to this day, and it works just as good as even my new ones.
This
it's
battery
really
right here was the actual battery that Casey tried to kill when he fell asleep standing up. I was able to bring it back. Luckily, he didn't.
The mean
He had
stuff.
something wrong with his charger or something. It didn't charge one of the cells for whatever reason. It didn't charge the last cell.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah.
That's not the same battery I was talking about.
Dude
I was actually talking about.
Dude fell asleep standing up, holding this battery in his hand.
Oh yeah, don't trust your doctors with new
He did. He's like, I swear to drunk, I'm not God, Marty.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not even drinking, I'm on the patch.
On the patch.
So, all right, let's move on to the part of the stream that
black label.
Some people might not appreciate, but we're going to try it. I mean, all right. This is Pastor Reacts. This is, you're going to get my, you're going to see my mug, my ugly mug here. If we do it like this, that's probably a little better. You're going to see my ugly mug as I react to this video. Let me make sure I shared with sound.
God bless you, Double A.
Let me stop sharing that. Stop sharing. Let me reshare it, make sure I share it with sound, because I don't want to go through all of that.
And I want to acknowledge this real quick before you get there. Thank you, Double A. He said that it keeps him going because of the connections for him. Along this FEV journey, he has made many friends that are followers of Christ and make him feel warm and fuzzy inside. And that is a blessing to hear. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna see my opinion here on this. How long is the video? I hope it's not too long.
Good Lord, it's great. It ain't that bad. Come on, let's just click it. Click it or ticket.
Oh, I'm trying to click. I'm trying to click on my on this screen when it's on this screen. Like, why is it not working? Hey.
Oops. I did that the other day when I was making a recording.
Can you hear it? Hold up.
No.
Hold up.
Nope. No sound.
No sound.
No bueno. Actually, we can't see it either.
It's not sharing the screen because it opened up another screen.
You still ain't downloaded
there
the
it is.
desktop? Oh, okay.
There it is.
That's admitted it in reverse speech the day of.
Oh, okay, hang on.
Just reverse
We're
their
gonna
speech.
my reaction. I haven't seen it yet. Okay, so don't tell me if you've seen it.
Hi everyone, and
No,
welcome
I
to yet
haven't.
another
I haven't seen
controversial Better Mankind video. I think subconsciously there must be a part of me that enjoys the onslaught of nasty comments when I make videos like this. But the fact remains that there's way more evidence that supports the theory that we never went to the moon than there is to support that we ever did. Now, there are many reasons that prove we never went to the moon. To mention a few, you have the wavy flag in a zero atmosphere environment, the lack of any blast crater underneath the lunar module. Or how about...
Well, I'm just going to pause this as I go, and I'll address things because I won't remember all the way through. The wavy flag thing, in my opinion, is because it's got a pole in the top of it. And he's moving the pole around, and there's a pole right up in the top of it up here. And I think that's where the wavy
You have the wavy
from.
flag in
There because I
a
don't think that's
zero
wind.
atmosphere environment, the lack of any blast crater underneath the lunar module.
I don't
Or how
know.
about the absence of stars in space? The problem with any of these arguments is that NASA seems to have an explanation for every single one of them. Therefore, people like me and other moon landing deniers...
Now, I can tell you something from my experience. For a long time, I think it was close to 14 years, I did photogrammetry. We flew up in an airplane and we took photographs, 9x9 negatives, big rolls of Kodak film like this, and we made the low altitude base maps to what became Google Earth. If you see this plus mark right here, this is what's called a fiducial. We had these high-end cameras have these on them, and you would expect to see fiducials doing exactly what this is doing right here, sitting on top of the rock, because it's built in to the screen, kind of like the OSD, if you will. It's actually etched into the lens of the camera. And one of the things that in the past, when people have asked me about my opinion on the moon landing, there are photos where the fiducial is cut off, where the rock here is on top of the fiducial. And from my experience, that would lead me to believe that that photograph was altered or faked in some instance, but not in this one. I'm not saying nothing about this one.
Are referred to as a bunch of crazy tinfoil hat-wearing conspiracy kooks that need to up their medication. So in this video, I'm only going to address a single discrepancy that NASA themselves have admitted to on more than one occasion, and will prove without a doubt that we have never even left low Earth orbit, let alone landed a man on the moon. But first, let's go back to school and get a refresher course on the different atmospheres surrounding the Earth. Now, the following information is critical to proving my point, so please bear with me. First, we have the troposphere. This is where all of our weather occurs, and it is the lowest layer of the Earth's atmosphere. It starts at the Earth's surface and extends up to a height of 4 to 10 miles. Next,
Yeah, and we don't get to fly in with like the very, very low part of that. I'm gonna grab something over here real quick that I think is gonna help me in my commentary here. Bear with me.
Oh, yay. God is great, ain't he? Ain't he, folks?
So, all right.
I
don't.
In
The last time I put a tinfoil hat on, I got too hot. So, I got my friend here.
Now, that is just amazing.
Fish.
Gotta love it. Got to love it.
Moon landing was fake.
See,
We know
he knows the truth.
We know his opinion, but let me react. Let's see. So the troposphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, the thermosphere, and the exosphere. All of them are afraid for some reason.
we have the stratosphere, which extends to about 35 miles above the Earth's surface. This is where our ozone layer resides and protects us from those dangerous UV rays. It is also the layer where aircraft travels, as it is free from weather disturbances. Now we go up to the mesosphere, where most meteors burn up on entry. The mesosphere stretches up to 50 miles above the Earth's surface. Next we have the thermosphere, and this layer extends up to 400 miles from the Earth's surface, and the air here is very thin. Also, temperatures here start to get really hot, ranging anywhere from 200 to 500 degrees Celsius and 500 to 2000 degrees Celsius in the upper region. And last but not least is the exosphere. The temperature in the exosphere can vary from 0 to 1700 degrees Celsius. The exosphere is the outermost layer of the Earth's atmosphere and is around 6,200 miles from the Earth's surface.
I don't know about that.
1700 degrees Celsius.
That is
Hey
dumb.
Siri, how hot is 1700 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
That would be 3092 degrees Fahrenheit.
No.
That will almost melt aluminum. I think aluminum melts around, well, let's find out. 3,000, basically 3,100 degrees.
Wow.
At what temperature does aluminum melt?
Here's what I found from worldatlas.com. The melting point of aluminum is 659 degrees Celsius, 1,218 Fahrenheit.
Wow, that's 3 times. It's, according to Siri, aluminum melts at 1,218 degrees Fahrenheit.
That is insane.
No, I can't, like what Phil says. He says your Siri is a dude.
Gay.
I'll tell you why I did that. When I had my head injury, when Siri would come on, call me what you want to call me, but the female voice of Siri would make me so angry. I would throw my phone across the room. I would just get angry, and my neurologist told me that I needed to pick a different voice. And I was like, you can? And it's just like, yes, you probably need to pick a different voice. And mine used to be like an Australian voice.
Oh, yeah, you can change Google to all sorts of different things now,
so,
too.
yes.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. Let's look at, before we go on a little bit further.
My Amazon is
our
Biggie.
moon not, is our moon not in our atmosphere? Oh, that's flat earther right there.
What? Something keeps saying
Double
battery
A.
low on your end, Marty. Something keeps saying, or it might be on my end.
What?
Something keeps saying battery low, and it either could be your
probably your
headphones or
headset.
mine.
It's
Yeah.
not mine.
Not
I'm not
yours?
hearing anything.
Just thank you.
Double A, go over onto the Discord, and if you can find a short video on the flat Earth stuff, I will give you my opinion on it. Scott Davis says Mythbusters at first denied the moon landing until further investigation on shadows, which prove the validity of the actual landing. Okay, until the government come and made them, right? I don't know. Spacesuits are needed in our atmosphere. Well, obviously at the exosphere, it's 3,000 degrees. 3,092 degrees is the temperatures up there.
That didn't work out.
And didn't the lunar lander have like aluminum foil?
Yeah, very thin.
Still in our atmosphere, I believe.
Yeah, they were like this thick. That's it. The walls were only like this thick, and it was made out of tin foil.
Feel better gay than angry. I can't. Well, at that time I was so angry that it was hard for me to function. So yeah, if I sounded gay, I don't care. I've been married for 131 years, and I'm not looking for anybody else, male or female.
That's for sure.
Right, that could melt steel beams that held 3 buildings together before 9/11. But it would take one of them up until 5 o'clock in the afternoon to fall. That's a different video. I'm going to encourage you tinfoil hat wearers, go over to Phat Pastor Reacts and take it easy on me. Let's kind of slowly wade off into the water on some of these things here. Because this is on the internet. This is going to be forever. So, all right, let's get back to it. He's talking about the exosphere. My comments on that, if what he is saying is true, that the exosphere can reach temperatures of up to 3,000 degrees.
For sure. Why couldn't it?
I don't, unless it cools off greatly after that. I where's the heat coming from? I don't know. I'm skeptical about the red arrow. I mean, how it goes red. I'm guessing that's why he's got this red right here in this curve. Is that the temperatures are probably pretty hot? I'm assuming. Well, you see the bar on the bottom there. If you look down in the green, that's showing you that in Celsius, what's 200 degrees Celsius? Hey Siri, how many degrees Fahrenheit is 200 degrees Celsius?
That would be 392 degrees Fahrenheit.
392 degrees Fahrenheit. And then this is 2,000. So, I mean, it's right up. I mean, that takes a big jump, doesn't it?
It is quite much. It's getting hot in here, says Not Trained.
All right. All right, let me continue to react. Okay. What do you think, Heckle? Oh, okay. All right.
That was good.
Should we go on? The lizard people. Okay.
Yep. Hey.
That's a different video.
Talking about the people who.
Now, according to NASA, low Earth orbit is around 1,200 miles from the Earth's surface. So before I tell you the reasons why it is impossible for us to go beyond the exosphere, or for that matter, even past the thermosphere, have a listen to what some NASA experts have to say about this topic.
As we get further away from Earth.
Is it me or is he calling them Nasser?
Nasser.
He is. You know, this is going to be my reactions on some stuff. You know, I notice little things. Nasser.
I'm so glad that you pointed that out.
Topic.
As we get further away from Earth, we'll pass through the Van Allen belts, an area of dangerous radiation. Radiation like this could harm the guidance systems, onboard computers, or other electronics on Orion. But Orion has protection. Shielding will be put to the test as the vehicle cuts through the waves of radiation. Sensors aboard will record radiation levels for scientists to study.
Now, what is Orion? Is this something that they're talking about sending?
All I know is we send up quite a few rockets a day.
It's getting hot in here.
We send up several rockets a day. I mean, you know, satellites. I watch them launch like 3 this week already, and then you can watch
Siri,
the land.
What is the Orion project?
From sctc.edu, the Orion Project is a comprehensive outreach to students grades 10
No,
through
that
11
ain't it.
who are struggling in some.
What is the Orion spacecraft?
Here's what I found.
Orion is a partially reusable crewed spacecraft used in NASA's Artemis program. The spacecraft consists of a crew module, space capsule designed by Lockheed Martin, and the European service module manufactured by Airbus. Program used. The Orion module is module to be used for Mars missions. Okay, so this is something that they're developing.
Working on.
Let's move on. I'm taking too long. All right. All right. Everybody's wanting to wait to see how hot are the foundries. How hot are the foundries when they're pouring molten metal to make things? Hot were they poured? I don't know.
That is a good question, and I would say several thousands and thousands of degrees.
I know that I, back during my head injury, I made my own ammunition. I got wheel weights, and I melted the lead, and because it's got lead and tin and wheel weights, and the lead would melt before the steel. The clips that are on your wheel weights on your tires to balance your car, the lead will melt first. It'd melt them outside over a big turkey baster cooker or an iron skillet. The lead would melt, and then the steel clips would float up top, and you just scrape them off. And I think that was about probably about 400 degrees, 400 or 500 degrees. So,
wow.
Yeah, I have a little bit of experience with that. You have a drop of sweat, which I sweat. If a drop of sweat drops into that molten lead, and it'll cause it to go, pew, a pop, and it's what's called the tinsel fairy. Will spray you with the. That's why I wore a big leather apron and big gloves, because it will spray you with splatters of molten lead. So, yeah, Lockheed makes some good stuff. Guys in suits are in those spots with suits made from shiny metal looking stuff. Yeah. Tinfoil. All right, I'm 3 minutes into a 9-minute video. It's going to take me a minute.
We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space.
Hang on. So what you're saying is that in order to send humans through this region, we need to solve the challenge of getting through the Van Allen radiation belts. But I'm confused. Didn't you already solve this challenge back in 1969 when you sent astronauts to the moon, and subsequently 5 other times after that?
But we're also really pushing the boundaries in terms of where we're going forward with exploration. I think humans are naturally driven to do this, and this is really the beginning, I think, of human beings leaving low Earth orbit. I certainly plan on being around to see that.
So she's a NASA astronaut, but
the beginning.
There you go.
The beginnings of humans leaving low Earth. Now, either she's on the International Space Station or in the closet behind Biden's media room. So, wow. Let me hear that again.
To see that.
So she's a NASA astronaut, but
I think of human beings leaving low Earth orbit. I certainly plan on being naturally driven to do this, and this is really the beginning, I think, of human beings leaving low Earth orbit. I certainly plan on being around to see that.
Wow.
So she's a NASA astronaut, but I guess no one bothered to tell her about the first time that we left low Earth orbit. I guess she might be a little too young to remember. Here we have another astronaut that wasn't told about the moon landing 48 years ago.
The plan that NASA has is to build a rocket called SLS, which is a heavy lift rocket. It's something that is much bigger than what we have today, and it will be able to launch the Orion capsule with humans on board, as well as.
So Orion hasn't been launched. Okay, you need a heavy lift rocket for Orion,
which they've been using many times a day.
Wasn't that what the Saturn V was, though? It was a heavy lift rocket, right?
Oh man,
right.
you seen the new
landers or other components to be humans on board, as well as landers or other components to be to destinations beyond Earth orbit. Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. We only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. And this new system that we're building is going to allow us to go beyond and hopefully take humans into the solar system to explore. So the moon, Mars, asteroids, there's a lot of destinations that we could go to, and we're building these building block components in order to allow us to do that eventually.
allow us to go.
Once we travel beyond low Earth orbit, the crew will be exposed to larger amounts of radiation. So we have to design both the crew protection systems and our electronic systems to withstand this radiation.
So that would mean that Neil Armstrong might...
Yep.
Well, one thing that I heard years ago that I wondered about was they had said that when Chernobyl melted down, that Russia had asked the U.S. government to borrow some of our spacesuits, our moon landing suits, because they needed to be able to go in and seal off the reactor or whatever, and there was no other suits on the planet that could handle that much radiation, and the U.S. government refused to let them use it, as what I've read and studied about the Chernobyl accident was part of the reason why it melted down as bad as it did. So, I don't know. But,
Oh, wow. So, yeah. And that clearly explains because they didn't have them.
I don't know. Let's see.
Systems to withstand this radiation.
So that would mean that Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins and Buzz Aldrin were a tough bunch of SOBs able to withstand all that brutal radiation, considering these challenges are still yet to be solved. So how is it that we had the technology to achieve this amazing feat back in 1969, but we're still working on the technology in 2017, almost half a century later? Well, I managed to find a very clever and well-informed astronaut that will totally straighten things out for us and explain exactly why we're not able to return to the moon and break through those Van Allen radiation belts. Have a listen to this clever chap.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
This guy, oh.
Makes sense.
Who is he?
That is a NASA astronaut. I can't remember his name.
Let's back it up and see what he has to say. Oh my.
Are the others of the Earth working to go back to the moon because they think
If
they
you're going to
have
read it, put it up.
Oh, sorry about that. Are the others of the Earth working to go back to the moon because they think they have their ducks in row to claim victory over the moon against something else?
I mean, this is... This is somebody from NASA. Do they, I mean, evidently we are that stupid, I guess.
In a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we...
Don Petit, NASA astronaut. We used to, but we destroyed that technology.
It's more like the alien did.
And it's a painful process to build it back again.
More like the aliens took it.
Am I missing something that I know I didn't listen good in school. But I thought the space shuttle Challenger and of course it blew up, but the shuttle, I thought it was superior to the
made it back, right?
I thought we built off of that technology to get the space shuttles and the space station and all of this, but I don't know. This is, I don't know. Let me look here.
Somebody took it.
Marty, didn't God scatter the fallen angels in heaven, on earth, and under the earth? Yes, 70. 70 of the 200. This is a good question.
Very
this
good.
is my opinion, 70 to 200 of the fallen. That and some may wonder where I'm getting this information from, and you can ask me more about that. 200 of the angels that decided to rebel and fall met on Mount. I can't remember the name, but on a mountain. And when the Tower of Babel happened, 70 of those were sent out to all of the different languages. It's believed that when Babel happened and the tongues were changed. That's why Nimrod had so many different names, like Osiris and Gilgamesh and all of these different names. So, that's what we believe, that there was a scattering. And some were sent under the earth, which Jude, the brother of Jesus, said that the angels that kept not their first estate, but left it, are bound into the walls of the pit, some of them, until the time of judgment. But let me get back to the moon.
Proof. Plenty of.
Destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
This guy, oh boy.
Oh God.
Here's a real life example of what can happen to you when you're exposed to all of that outer space radiation. And if you're a child with aspirations of becoming an astronaut, being a very good liar might be a positive attribute to have on your resume. Now, just by showing you these admissions of guilt by NASA, I can easily end this video now, and I would have easily proven my point without a shadow of a doubt. But I'm sure that for some of you hardened skeptics out there, this damaging evidence is still not enough. So let's take this theory of mine to the next level. This here is the lunar module now proudly displayed at the National Air and Space Museum. According to NASA, the primary materials used to build the module were aluminium alloy, stainless steel, titanium, nickel steel alloy, heat-resistant glass. Now,
that's what I was thinking earlier. This gold stuff is like a heavy-duty Reynolds wrap.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you want to see how effective just aluminum foil is, just wrap one layer around your phone and call it.
That's just insane.
Oh, yeah.
Those metals.
Stainless steel, titanium. I wonder, heat-resistant glass, I don't think that can withstand 3,000 degrees. Nope. Stainless steel. Let's see. What temperature does stainless steel melt?
From Cloak.com, stainless steel melting point 1,550 and 2,790 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, between 2,500 and 2,700 degrees. So the stainless steel would melt if we got up to 3,000 degrees. Definitely the aluminum would melt. I don't know about titanium. I know nickel will, because there's you can put nickel and tin in lead, and well, it's a nickel steel alloy, so it will be higher.
Those metals alone don't even sound right.
This is the case. We have a very serious discrepancy here. If you remember earlier when I went through the different atmospheres that surround the Earth, both the thermosphere and exosphere have temperatures ranging from 0 to 2,000 degrees Celsius. So I decided to examine the melting points of the primary metals that were used to build the lunar module. First off, we have the aluminium alloy, which has a melting point of 463 degrees Celsius. Next we have stainless steel, which has a melting point of 1,510 degrees Celsius. Then we also have nickel steel alloy, which melts at 1,453 degrees Celsius, and of course the heat resistant glass for the windows, which has a melting point of 760 degrees Celsius. So this would mean that the lunar module, along with its occupants, would have disintegrated well before it even passed through the thermosphere, let alone surviving the Van Allen radiation belts in the exosphere. To protect the astronauts from the Van Allen radiation belts, the lunar module would have required 6 feet of lead shielding. But here's what they really had for protection.
Obviously, the only shielding they had was the literally paper-thin outer hull of aluminum, and their suits consisting of glass fiber, some aluminum fibers, and silicon rubber.
It's very interesting concerning radiation that the astronauts were protected by a thin film of aluminum when here on Earth they put a lead shield on us when they take a dental x-ray.
In conclusion,
Oh my gosh. You just made a complete.
Hmm.
Point.
Things that make you go,
For certain.
So what do you guys think? Moon landing real? Moon landing fake?
Oh, I think the
Put it in the
answer
comments.
is-
You will. Let me finish. Here it's.
when NASA
I've heard this. I've heard the arguments of the moon landing being faked by the shadows and that supposedly they filmed it in the desert in New Mexico or White Sands, New Mexico or whatever. But I've never heard this argument before. Preaching FPV. Thank you for. I'm learning something.
Yes.
Back to the edge of the rabbit hole. Yes. Let's see here. Going back to the edge of another rabbit hole. Fire only does not cause that kind of heat to melt such metals. Fire only.
Oh. So what happened?
What happened in Maui?
That's scary.
Put a Pastor Reacts video, and we'll do it next week. Or well, I've got another one about, I guess, carbon dating or something. I'm probably not going to do that one tonight. Laser tests.
Yeah, I think that's pretty not too far fetched.
Moon landing real. Most footage faked. Fear of the truth, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I've also seen whenever the lander took off from the moon, and you can clearly see underneath how it doesn't even blow no dust away. And you can kind of see how the crane lifts it up in the air. You can see it as it disappears in the shadow when it's supposedly leaving the moon, and they've got a camera following it, which...
there is ancient Hebraic writings that speak of a time before the moon.
Yes.
I mean, that's not biblical, but
yes.
15-minute city test zone. Well, that's a different thing for me to react to.
15-minute cities.
I might be digging a huge hole for myself here on the Discord channel. But hey, we're friends, right? If you don't know me by now, there's a lot of people that think I'm crazy. So that's fine. Night Train FPV, you could be very right. Is this humane? So.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Oh,
that's correct. Power. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Somebody sent me a meme the other day, and it's so true. It says if you're ever presented with a topic that you can't ask questions about, it is not truth, it's propaganda. So let's... Stuff is getting weird. Well, you obviously live in the same world I'm living in, so yeah.
I think stuff's been weird. We're just now finally starting to notice.
I've been weird. What about you, Hecklefish?
So would you kindly fetch my tinfoil hat?
Yes,
yeah,
we got your tinfoil hat. Would you kindly fetch my tinfoil hat? Let's finish this video. I love his smile. At least he's smiling.
Oh, I love it too. And the harvested teeth.
Yeah. Yes. Sir.
Gotta love the harvested.
Right out of
real harvested teeth.
Corpses, yeah.
Yes. Straight out of the corpse's mouth. instead of the horse's
NASA
mouth.
themselves admit to never having left low Earth orbit. In conclusion, when NASA themselves admit to never having left low Earth orbit, and the fact that we don't even have the materials that could withstand the extreme temperatures and cosmic rays in space, how on earth can anyone believe that we ever went to the moon? Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like my content, please give me the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you have your own opinions about the moon landing, feel free to leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts. Until next time, take care and be good to each other.
Well, let's give this guy a thumbs up at least, if I can.
RFK said he doesn't trust the CIA himself. He doesn't believe them. Did not train. The moon is not the sun, bro. The AA. I don't know.
I did
don't know
hear
what to
that
think about it.
they asked Ocasio-Cortez about this, and she said that she supports the mission to go to the sun, being that it is the closest planet to America. And they said to the sun, it's like, well, how could we go to the sun? You would burn up. She said, we'll go at night. RFK said he doesn't trust the CIA. Well, of course, they killed his uncle.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean,
it's insane.
Sure. I mean, the Kennedy family, I mean, if anybody's got a reason to not trust, I would say it would probably be them. Let me put a comment here to Preaching Pastor. Let me reply.
Well, I'm looking. Where did it go?
Reply. Thanks.
Oh, there it is.
Thanks for the video. Just react. All right. That's my reaction on the video. And I guess here's another one I'd like to hear your take on. What was that?
Right there.
Dark side of the sun. Yeah.
That's it. He figured it out.
Yes. Oh, I've got one somebody sent me. I love it. I keep it because I think it's funny. Let's see if I can find it. So what do you guys think? I'm not seeing much in the comment on whether you think it was people or something. Most of y'all are like, I ain't touching that. You get put on a list. You get put on a list for even talking about that. I'm a pastor. I've been on a list for a long time.
AA says just the flashes from the sun have great impact on Earth and the devices we have created. Yes, very, very true, and that's a very significant fact. Actually, just the little flash just from the sun giving off a little bit more than normal is significantly damaging.
Yeah,
we went. See, listen, I've never been away from it. I've never been away from it. I've never been against the moon landing. I've always believed in it until recently. I've watched the footage. I've listened to it. There's reverse speech. Reverse their speech. Look at their reaction the day they came back. They didn't look like they just landed on the moon. It looked like they were very ashamed of what they were having to lie about. I mean, seriously, just watch, what is it, Buzz? Or no, Neil Armstrong. His reaction clearly states, I did not just come back from somewhere amazing. Or they seen something that they didn't expect they would see. And that's why we lost the technology. But I don't know. I don't know. And I think the truth will come out one way or another. But reverse speech. Reverse their speech. It says in reverse in their own speech, they say it. They say that it's fake. So that can't be fake. You go and reverse their speeches that they gave, the words that they spoke, and then you hear the words for yourself that they didn't land, that they
So
didn't go.
you're saying it's hidden in backmasking?
It is. It is.
Okay.
Actually, the Y-Files has a very good episode on this. I just
There
ran
is
into that.
testimony from news anchors that said they staged the stuff in London for it before it happened.
Yeah.
What did y'all hear about Chuck Norris today?
What?
Yeah, I just got this that evidently Chuck Norris was involved in a shark attack.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're saying that this is the only known picture of the shark attack. The only known picture of
Roadhouse. It reminds me of Roadhouse.
News broadcasters, just like Building 7 going down after it was broadcast in the U.S. Okay. Give me a video and I'll react on it. Don't necessarily, I grew up wanting to be an astronaut. My take on it. I grew up wanting to be an astronaut, wanting to go to the moon, that kind of stuff. And back in the day when all this stuff first started coming out in the, I guess, 80s, 90s, about that the moon landing was hoaxed. I believe it or not, I don't get involved too much in that kind of stuff, dealing with people's actual problems, suicides, things that's happening around us. Take more of my time. But if what he said at the first of this is true about the different temperatures in our atmosphere, yes, I believe that our government could be lying to us. Yeah, you drank the tank too.
Yeah. And then there's another theory that when we landed, and Buzz and Neil, they also went off onto the medical channel, where the nation couldn't hear it, but they went over to the medical channel. There's another theory that we're not alone up here. They're looking at us from the other side of the crater. There's actual recording of Neil Armstrong saying this on the medical channel while they were doing the moon landing. So so that could also be where the technology went. It got took from us.
I have a pastor friend of mine. His name is well, his last name, we'll call him Pastor Rodriguez. He told me, we were talking one time at church camp years ago about some of this stuff, and he was like, "I'm gonna tell you who all that was. That was Mazigans." And Rodriguez, he's Hispanic, and I was like, "What?" He says, "It's Mazigans." He says, "There's a difference between Mexicans and Mazigans. Mazigans are U.S. citizens, and they're the kind of people that no matter where it's at and what it's for, if you draw a line, they have to cross it. It's just built into their DNA. They have to cross it." And I thought it was funny. There were people who were trying to seriously talk about moon conspiracy stuff, and he was like, "It's Mazigans. They're up there on the moon looking over the crater at somebody. What y'all doing up here? Y'all got a bus?"
They're looking at us right now.
Of course, he's a nut like I am. So, also the days. It was also the days of the movie stars. Couldn't let people down during that time. Much of the stuff was spoofed to get the rating.
Yeah.
See, I tend. Well, here's my stance on it. I don't, for many reasons now, I don't have any reason to trust the government. I think Reagan was true when he said the most scariest words you'll ever hear is I'm from the government and I'm here to help. I believe that. And I don't believe the Democrats and I don't believe the Republicans. Let me just say that.
Both for the same team.
I think they're, my opinion, I think they're two different heads of the same wicked coin. That's my opinion. So, yes, I believe it's very probable that they could have faked the moon landing. I don't have enough. I will say, if this stuff is true, if what he is saying is true about just the temperatures alone, it's probable that they did fake something. And two, if it's not, who the crap's in charge of public relations and what messages get out? You know, I'm a pastor of a church, and it's not a big church or anything. But if one of my leaders was to go out on Facebook and was to say something that was completely untrue, saying that, in the time that I've been here at the church, there's never been anybody that gave their life to God. We've never helped a single person. We've never fed anybody that was hungry. We've never paid for anybody's light bill. And the whole time that I've been here, me as a leader in this organization, will be like, wait, we got to go fix this mistruth or misunderstanding or lie, whatever it is, needs to be corrected. You need to correct the narrative, and if they did, why aren't they? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe there's a rebuttal video of saying, "Hey, that guy right there was really not an astronaut. He worked in the cafeteria at Johnson Space Center, and he wanted to be an astronaut, but he never was." I don't know.
Well, what gets me is the reverse speech. That's the one thing that keeps getting me is the reverse speech.
That's why it's called the left and the right, two heads. I've always declared third party. I'm not Democrat or Republican. It's a fight over the lesser of two evils. Yeah, it is. I think I've said it. My channel says it. It's the main video on my channel. We need to focus on the things that unites us, other than the things that divides us. And hopefully this pastor's reaction won't get into a bunch of I mean, if I start to see something that's going to hurt other people or degrade other people, that kind of stuff, I'm not going to react to it and all of that. I'm personally not about pushing people down. I'm about trying to help them up. So that was fun. Preaching FPV. I've not seen you on the chat before, but obviously you're a I believe he's actually a member of the channel also.
Hey, so you
thank
want
you.
to throw your...
Yeah, I probably do need to show that, don't I?
Figured you might want...
I don't know if I have
There
him
you
in there, but there we go. I haven't updated that since last week. If you've joined since last week, I'm sorry I've not updated it since then. I am a bad host in a lot of ways. But I thought that was fun. And
Yes,
you know what?
it
We
was.
can agree to disagree and still be friends, right?
That is right.
Some of us can like DJI and some of us can like HDzero, but at the end, we all like FPV, and, we're here to talk about that stuff and have fun and have a good time.
And Double A has the answer right there. He
have
has
one head, one king, one Lord, no other needed. Vote
That's
Jesus.
Right. That's right. Amen.
But he ain't running. I didn't see, he wasn't in the debate.
Yeah, see, you done brought him into the poly and ticks,
Yeah.
and he's neither one of those.
I tell people all the time, as a pastor, I do word studies and politics. Poly is like a polygon. It means many. And ticks are blood-sucking leeches. So politics is many blood-sucking leeches, in my opinion.
God is neither one, because he's one, not many. And he's definitely not a blood-sucking
That's right.
leech.
In one spirit. That's right. That's right.
One
That's what I
spirit.
believe too. And
Amen.
sporting my Infinity Loop shirt tonight.
Oh yeah.
So
And
Ed was on
I
here
was
earlier.
rocking.
Great
So
guy. Great guy. We need to have him on the show again sometime. Oh, speaking of
yeah,
the show,
that was a good
we got to
time.
get to the timers. But speaking of the show, I am in the process of scheduling a time for two big names, not at the same time, two big names in the FPV world. One of them is overseas, and I'm most likely going to have to record that at about 9 o'clock in the morning, and probably play it on the live stream or put it on my channel just as a video for you guys to watch.
Let me
So
grab something here.
So now I want to get to something else while we still have a little time. We are 2 hours, 37 minutes into this. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this because it's in the show notes or whatever, and that is RotoHazard and the timers. This is the nuclear hazard timer. This was all, well, 90% of it was built,
battery.
And I purchased it with help from you guys and the friends of the channel and that type stuff. But I want to show what I did. I have had what is my driver? Where in the world?
Look at that beauty.
Where's my tube? There it is.
She's purty.
And I have had RotoHazard and been using it for years now. I like it. It works for what we need it to for the most part.
Oh yes.
In my opinion, there needs to be more videos and there needs to be more information on it. I sent all of the components for the Delta 5 build to Bardwell, and the video that you guys saw on his channel, he built that, and that it didn't kind of go the way that I thought it would go, but you don't send, and I didn't send it to Bardwell, but don't send Bardwell anything expecting anything other than his opinion. Because that's what it's about. That's what he does, and I didn't. I just thought that his opinion would be different than what it was. I thought that he would see the ease of it, and I think the problem come down is that I didn't make it clear to him, or he didn't understand either way, that the Delta 5 platform, the Delta 5 GitHub it's there, but there's nobody's done anything to it. And RotoHazard took that over.
Mm-hmm.
So he was into his build, loading and flashing stuff into his build before he realized that, I believe, this is how I believe it went down. Before he realized that RotoHazard had taken it over and that things had changed. So when you look at that video and you see, because he's like, it was too hard, too difficult, whatever. I don't remember what he said.
Oh, it's a big pain is guaranteed. It says that's actually the title.
Yep. Pain is guaranteed.
And I actually find it fun, not painful.
Well, I mean,
that's me.
Casey is one who likes to sit and tinker with something, whether it's broken or not. Case in point, hold up your phone, Casey.
Phone?
Yeah, hold your phone up. Are you froze?
No.
Link licks his lips. That's what I'm seeing on my end, guys. Which one of us is frozen? Okay, I can see it on the thing. It's me. It's me online that's frozen. Okay. Apple. Keep your phone up. Apple and Android. I want to open it, take it out of the box, and use it. I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to have to program it and all this kind of stuff. And so when Casey says that he likes and enjoys, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I'm looking on the screen and it's showing me here that the
I'm watching you on the
bit
live.
rate's fine. That the bit rate's fine, but it's you're frozen up on my screen, and it looks like I'm freezing up at times on.
You're not on the live.
Okay, so
You're not.
The difference is, I want something out of the box that I ain't got to do a whole lot of tinkering with. Just bind and fly. I'm all right with bind and fly. You know, I mean, I don't mind taking and building a little quad. You know, I built this one from just the frame and all of that. I don't mind doing that, but I would prefer to just buy it and fly it, just because of the
Really?
time that I got. And this is now. They didn't have this option when Bardwell, that I was aware of, when Bardwell made the video. I purchased this, and it came with, I don't know if I want to do it. All you got to do is, this is the Raspberry Pi. All I did was take it and slide it down over a pin slot, and just pushed it into place, put the SD card in it, and when Casey was here, he flashed the newest version of the Blue Pill. When I ordered this, it came with 4 nodes, or 4 receivers. I thought I was buying 8, but it comes with this board. And you guys probably remember the last time I showed this, that it did not have receivers on it both sides. All that I did was took the 4 receivers that I had, and I soldered them up on here. And I've got to make sure I put this back on right. There's a dot. See the bigger white dot, and there's this. Well, I've soldered over it, but the bigger white dot goes a certain direction, and I make sure that I get it in right. And it tells you in the document. Yeah, so the bigger white dot goes this way, faces this way. So all I did is every one of these, I pulled all 4 of them out and soldered up a receiver on the other side. It come from the factory that they had soldered up. I think theirs was on the main side, the side with the big dot. Theirs was on the left side, and
yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, and I soldered up the ones on the right side, and you can see I didn't do a bang up job. I didn't do a horrible job, but I didn't do a bang up job. I did it at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I thought, well, I mean, you can even see there's a little bit of daylight in between my side over here on this one, and I thought, well, that was probably not going to work, and I plugged it in, and there was nothing else to do. I soldered these 4 up, and it went from a 4 node to a 8 node. I didn't have to do anything in RotoHazard. I didn't have to flash anything. I didn't have to do anything. Just go in. When I went into RotoHazard, I just went in, and it says, okay, now you have 8 receivers. What channel do you want the other 4 on?
Yes. You didn't have to spend hours and hours trying to figure it out.
I didn't.
Still not have it figured out like I'm going through.
I actually messaged the guy who is building these from Nuclear Hazard, and asked him if he wanted to come on to the show, and he said he was appreciative of it, and he's very, very quick. If you have any problems on the Etsy, he sells these on Etsy under Nuclear Hazard, or Nuclear Quads, I think is what it's called. I also think that's his YouTube page. Look that up, Casey, if you will. Nuclear Quads.
Oh,
and
I got it.
he told me that he was busy, and that he really didn't want to, that coming on to the live stream and stuff wasn't his cup of tea. I'm paraphrasing. He was very nice about it. Very quick to respond when I had a question about. I've had 2 or 3 questions about it. He's quick to answer it and all of that, and got it out to me quick. Now, I think it's saying now that it's on back order, and it's probably going to be mid-October before he starts shipping out more of them. But here it is. Little, lightweight. This was actually the Raspberry Pi that I sent to Bardwell, and that's the reason why we had to reset up the Raspberry Pi. You've got to put the you got to put the software on, and this had the software for the Delta 5 on it, and
Nuclear Quads, right?
I think it's called Nuclear Quads. Yes.
Yeah.
He's got a couple of videos. I think it's just a couple of videos, is what he was saying, of that he has on there to show you how to download the software.
I couldn't find any videos to show you what to do. He just had a video that was explaining, hey guys, here's this, it's coming out, and that was it. And I couldn't find any, but that was me, I couldn't find any. So I just ended up reading in the GitHub. It tells you everything to do, and you pretty much just copy and paste. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, and you're done. I mean, it's
Not
really
the
easy.
first of this happening.
I'm going to...
the announcement of I.O. a couple of years ago had them make
in the chat
on the news.
It's in the chat, everybody. There's a link. You can click on that, and it'll take you to Nuclear Hazard Timer, or Nuclear Quads.
Well, he's got a YouTube page too. That's what I was wanting you to look up.
The YouTube. Let me get the YouTube as well then.
I think it's Nuclear Quads.
Nuclear Quads.
He actually said that.
Hold on a minute.
He actually said that he asked me if I would point people to. Well, no, that's it. Maybe it's one word, Nuclear Quads.
It is. All right, I got it. Actually, he has.
There it is.
3 subscribers on there. Let me share it. Or do you have it? I got it here. Let me just share this video.
I'm one of the subscribers.
Copy.
So
I'm one of them too now. Paste. There, in the chat. Here you go. In the chat, that will take you to his video about it. It's a how-to, and those are new videos. So I wasn't fortunate enough to have those videos, but it was still easy without instruction.
They're not very long. I'll show you a little bit. This is
it comes with instructions too.
Well, I don't want to show that one. That's how to
the paper. The paper it comes with is very informative. So that's pretty.
Here's how to do the software setup for running
have audio?
the Nuclear Hazard timers.
Yes.
So we'll start by flashing the SD card. Put it in your SD card reader. Plug it in your computer. You'll have to open Raspberry Pi Imager. If you don't have it, then download it. For operating system, this one works. This one that's recommended, but I prefer to have the light and 64-bit. So I'm going to choose that. You choose storage. It should be pretty much the only one that shows up, or just select your storage size, and then go to settings, and you'll need to have it connected to your Wi-Fi so you can do the initial setup.
I just used the 32-bit one.
This doesn't matter.
Now that I know that.
Enable SSH on and use password authentication. For username and password, I do Pi and Raspberry just to keep it the the defaults that I won't forget.
Oh, well, that's new.
Then you have to
We
set
actually
your
use
Wi-Fi, SSID, and password. The other stuff you can
we
reuse.
actually use
And
RotoHazard
just hit
and
right.
admin.
And once that's done, you can take your SD card out, and this should work on any.
Yeah, if you see over here at this side, this is the board that actually came with the in the case, and I have a Raspberry Pi more like this one that has the Ethernet in them, and if you see up here the pins, they just slide right. That's all you do is plug the Raspberry Pi into those slots, and that was the extent of the building. And these, if you
right
can
here.
see it right up here, you can see it up here near the nuclear. These are the slots that I pulled the receivers out of. So there's 4 of those, and they're double-sided. So you can have, and this one, I tested it the other day, and it's running 8. That is, hold that up in front of you, Casey, further away. This is what Casey's working on. That's the Delta 5. That's 2 Delta 5 boards with 1 Raspberry Pi. It's right now we got 2 fans in it, and we're hoping that that's going to be enough to keep it cool. And Dustin from One Vision Aerial printed that case for us. And I think he said it took him like 17, 18 hours or something like that to print the case. And this is the new version of an 8 receiver timer. And that's going to be the Delta 5 version. And it is our plan, Casey and I are going to try to do this together, is to do a review and a comparison of the two. How much time do you have in that right there where you would say total?
As of today, at least 10 hours. As of today. And that is...
I have about...
That is probably an understatement. But
45 minutes.
That is great. Well, I didn't program it to be a piece of crap. So I'm glad it worked.
Yeah. But this is not a piece of crap. And it came. The board came programmed.
I've not always had the best of luck.
It came, and as you see, the key thing, something to remember too here, is it's explicit on their page too. See that right there? 2 to 5S. Do not plug a 6S battery into.
Yes. Even though it will handle 6S, and here's the misleading thing: if you watch Bardwell's, he's like, it's 6S capable, 6S. I'll probably just use a 6S. Don't take that advice, please. I'm not saying that his advice is bad. I'm just saying that it's probably not a good idea, like Marty is suggesting, and like they have also found out for us. You'll pop the there's little bitty resistors all across on this anyways. The blue pill is different, and the nuclear hazard's a bit different, but still, yeah, those little resistors, they can handle 26 volts. Actually, I think they can handle 35. But for some reason, if you plug a 6S into it, it overheats all the electronics. And yeah, you'll blow it.
Just get you a power supply and solder you up an XT60. And then you're done.
And you're done.
And you're done. It's 12 volts. It's enough. It's more than 2S, so you're good.
Yeah, as long as you got 12 volts running to it. Actually, it'll run on 7.4 volts. It'll run all the way down to
Pi
nothing.
4, Pi 3, Pi 0.
See, that's the thing too about this that I want to.
3A, Pi 0. And
let's watch this again. He says that pretty
and
quick.
This should work on any Pi. This is the Pi 4, Pi 3A, Pi 0.
Pi 0.
And it should work for any of the timers.
That's the...
what? It's blank.
So Phat Pinch
I don't know what I did.
Here's how to do
There we
the
go.
software setup for
HDzero is blank. It
I
has
do
nothing
Pi
on it. It's like the bare
and
minimum
then you just
that
Pi.
needed to
This
run
is
the
the Pi
server.
4, Pi 3A, Pi 0, and it should work for any of the time.
I believe it still has a graphics card, but those have got real-time battery clock ports already on
Which
them.
one?
Oh, those
This
are the
this
those are
one
the
this one is
okay.
the
I see.
board. This one is the board that I have. It's got a beeper on it. It's got a LED port on it. It's got a real-time clock battery thing on it. I don't think I put a battery in it. I might have. Yeah, I did.
Cool.
I put a battery in it.
Yeah, I thought I
So-
remember seeing one in it.
Yeah, and
Button
so
cell.
you can see these two boards here, or you can see it better on this one. This don't have anything on the other side. This is how it will come if you order 4 receivers. You get these boards right here with it, and they'll just put them on one side. And it was a little confusing to me because I thought when I was ordering 4 of these and 4 of those that I would get 8, but I didn't. You can order 8 from him, and he'll solder it all up for you and have it. All you got to do is load the Raspberry Pi software on it, and
Here.
you're ready to go.
Oops. That's what they look. You want me to take one out of the package?
I couldn't see that.
Here's
Okay.
this is the boards.
Okay. Yeah. Well, no,
The
that's
board-
not that's
is
not the
this
same
not-
boards.
Is that I was going
No.
to ask. This is the boards for the blue pill. Are they the same?
No.
They're not. Oh,
Nope.
They didn't look it. That's why I was wondering.
Nope.
They look different.
Yeah, these
so.
these have got nuclear on them, and this is built.
Cool.
Hold up the blue pill. Both not the blue pill, but the Delta 5.
Yeah.
Timers. Casey does the camera. We need to get him a better quality webcam that's got a little bit higher definition to it.
Yes.
But you
this
can see there.
camera is bad.
Hold it up a little bit over your oops. All right, what he's got, hold it right there, is the red lights going across. Those are 8 Arduinos. Looks like they're strobing from left to right. And then below that, he's only got 6 receivers put in there because he's got 2 of them taken out.
Yeah.
There's
Troubleshooting 2 of them.
and those are 6 receivers, and all of that. I mean, you could.
Here, I could go ahead and.
Each of those, you look in between the receivers, and hold it back up.
Sorry about that. Here, let's go ahead and put these in so people aren't confused. It won't hurt to put them in. It's just they were out because they're not responding right now. And there we go.
They're still not responding. Did you check the voltage stuff? Like we're
No,
talking about?
I haven't had a chance to. I'm going to after we get through with the stream.
Tilt it back up and hold it up a little bit
Oops.
more. I'll
There we
show you
go.
the thing that's hold it up more. Up above your oops.
Oh,
I don't know if you
there we
can
go.
see that the little white ticks in between the receivers and the red thing. All of those are resistors. You got to solder every one of those up. I think it looks like there's like 4 or 6 of them
there.
per Arduino, and there's a lot of work to do on the Delta 5 system. But it does, once you get it built, it does work, and I don't think that's good, Casey. Thank you.
Oh yes.
I don't think that, in my opinion, what work I've done on them, soldering up the pin headers and the Arduinos, and one of those, about probably half of it, I've built and rebuilt. You can set it now. It's a lot of soldering, but I don't think it's any harder than a quad, than building a quad.
Right.
I mean, it's actually, everything goes through the board.
It's kind of easier.
You can show them the blue pill board, and they'll kind of know. Everything goes through the board, and it's just pins. You just go on down through it and soldering pins, and then you go up through there with your side cutters and clip them off. It's pretty straightforward. Tweet FPV's got a good video on how to build it, exactly how to do it. So
I used his video a lot.
I'm
a whole
mute
lot.
this and continue to play it. But you had to use a Raspberry Pi 3
Yeah.
on these boards, but he's using a Pi 1
And
with
0. And
yeah, and that was the thing that made it
that's
expensive
awesome.
because
Oh, a
Raspberry
1.
Pi's 3s went up to $180, $200. When I bought them, you could get them for like $40. Um, I think I got 2 for like $50 off of eBay or something uh, back in the day. And all he's doing here is setting it up. He's using his iPad to find the
There's
IP
that
address.
there's that app I was telling you about. Also, there is now like 5 or 6 projects on the RotoHazard GitHub that you can just go and download and put on the SD card and then insert it into the Raspberry Pi, and it will set itself up for you. You don't even have to do nothing now. So there's several, and there's 6 different ones you can choose from. Well, there's more
Right.
than that, but there's 6 main ones. Or
Right.
actually, I take that back. There's like 4 or 5 main ones.
So, if you
Yeah,
guys
pretty
like
cool.
racing, if you're into
But
racing,
I
I know
don't do
that
it
we've
that way. Which I
Gage
don't
stays
do it
fine.
that way.
Hey guys, good
Now,
to
I
see you.
haven't done it that way. I've set it up personally. I haven't.
Yeah, missed you, brother. Missed the past couple of weeks. What are we looking
Oh,
at here? This is the
hey,
RotoHazard timers that we're
good.
talking about.
Yeah, very
34
exciting.
to 17. They're still hanging on. All right. Yeah, and he's showing you how it all flashes now. But yeah, it's like what Casey was saying. I was on their
Which I
their
did it all
Discord,
manual. I did
and
it
I
manually.
think Bardwell had made a comment on it. Man, he's like, man, I wished I'd known they had all of these
Yeah,
pre-set up things on there when I was building this.
that's what I'm saying.
So
Well, see, I'm stubborn. I still knew. I found out, about the pre-setups, but I still went ahead and did this one manually, just because I like the process of doing it. Something wrong with me. I did the old way. I did the oldest way, copy and paste and everything. Whenever all I had to do was put the SD card on the image on the SD card. But I can't be simple. But yeah, I still did it the original way. So I can't claim if that way works, but obviously it does.
see that one there, he's only got 2 nodes or 2 receivers on it, and what's that, a Pi 0 or something that he's probably got.
It looks like it was.
I think the bigger board like I got was like $60, and so, yeah.
Wow, awesome. I didn't know these new videos were out. This is
Yeah,
really good.
on. So yeah, that's
See,
it.
that is
Not
awesome.
there's a lot that you can do with it. You can.
And I've also got the GUI open on one of my screens if you want to show them any of that, by the way. I just had it open on the side
Well,
in
you can
case
share
you
it.
did.
Yeah.
It's there. Boom. There's what the GUI looks like, which I'm sure y'all seen RotoHazard before, haven't you? But in case you haven't, that's what it would look like. And this is all 8 nodes working. But as I said, I'm having issues on my last 2 here. But yeah, when I see Marty, he was able to just add those and it automatically updated. But if it didn't, he has an option in this GUI, in this same GUI, he can go into settings and he can update the nodes by the click of a button. I cannot do that. I can go in here and go down here, and that option doesn't exist. And whenever you can ask Marty, he's seen it. When I first put these together, it said 8 nodes, but it was in what mock? It was in mock mode where it was like faking the 8 nodes.
Yep.
So, and there was nothing I could do. It would not notice them. I literally had to go back in and reflash everything and re-update everything for it to work. And I had to go and number each one of the nodes individually in a Arduino-based program. So yeah,
Well, it
it's
looks
pretty.
like you got 4 of them that have 0 RSSI.
Yeah, they all have 0 until you turn on a quad. But those first 4 work good. They all work good. I can sit here with a
Only the
quad
first
on.
4.
Yeah, the first 4 working good, And then 5 and 6, I got to hit last night, which told me I'm getting signal from that board. But then 7 and 8, I couldn't. But here's the thing. I tried the receivers that I'm having issues out of on the first 4. So I could wean out the bad receivers if there was one. And that's
And you
where I
haven't found
found
any?
that's where
Yeah.
I found the bad receivers. I found the
So-
bad receivers by using the first 4. So these last 2 receivers, node 7 and 8, that ain't the actual issue. Node 7 and 8 ain't the issue. It's just the receivers I was using in node 7 and 8 that are the issues. So those
So 2
last
of
2
them.
receivers are acting up. Actually, watch this. Let's see if I can get it to do it. We should get a hit here. There we go, on R6, on node 8. Look at that. My finger has RSSI. There's something wrong with that. And that occurs when I press on the solder point here on one of the receivers. So as you can see, it definitely reads my finger, which is really abnormal. But
Is
let's
that
see.
the only one it does it on?
Let's see. Let's get it on. Let's try it on the.
I mean, you said node 8, but you meant node 6, right?
Node
Node
yeah.
6 was the one that showed up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what do we say? It's not dyslexic being easy.
Mm.
Funny, you can say things backward easy, but it doesn't look like it. See, so that's the thing on these last 2. I'm not even.
Is that the
I'm
one
not
you
even.
soldered? You had to solder something up on? You
No.
resoldered something up on it?
No.
Well, one of the things that if you guys are one of the things that that I was wondering with it is he is running 2 different. I wish I had a bench cam instead of having to hold stuff up. He is running 2 separate Delta 5
Oh, there we go.
timers, basically, that we removed the we have to show this.
Ooh.
This is a Delta 5.
Here we go. It's a little bit. Oh, what happened? Oh, I'm clicking stuff. Go back. There we go. Sensors. There we go. And if you see there, 1, 2, 3, and 4 all have heartbeat. And by heartbeat, I mean you can see that line down at the bottom whenever I jump back and forth like this. See the line down there? Boom, 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 boom. But then over here, no line, which means that it's just not getting no heartbeats, which is no RSSI tick. And what I think I cut you off, but what I think you was getting at was the power. It isn't getting enough power over to the board, and
That's what I'm wondering if anybody knows with
you bridge the 5-volt pads, or do you bridge the actual power? Because 5-volt to 5-volt is just not doing the trick. I mean, it's obviously noticing, but it isn't. Because I have unplugged it and seen what that does, and it cuts it down to 4. And the other 5 the other 4 disappear. So it does. The power is getting to the board. It obviously is enough to make it notice.
Did you post a question on the RotoHazard Discord?
I did. I believe I hit the enter button on it. Let's see, let me go on. Click. All right. Go and see where general support. Oh gosh, it could be lost way up in there, huh?
Filter by the questions that you asked.
I think
filter
I
by
was
your
in,
name.
I think I was in I was either in server or hardware or general. Okay, I remember. I haven't asked yet because I was trying to find out more info first, like we had discussed. Yeah. I was holding back on asking yet because until
Preaching
we figured out. Yep.
FPV, I apologize for not having your name added to the membership list. I will do that.
Why
Hey
did
guys, good to see you. I've missed. Yeah.
No.
Good to see you too, Gage. I'm trying to get the lid off of this timer.
I didn't mean to click and unclick.
I got one of these little screwdrivers here, but I'll show you these screws that I'm pulling out of this thing here in a minute.
So now would actually be the perfect time to word the perfect question.
That's how long screws are in this one.
Actually, let's pull this back up. I started to type it out. Did it disappear what I
Did
did?
you not ask the question last night?
No. So remember me and you discussed that I should wait until I found out more info about it because it was kind of I started to type out the question, but it was kind of to me.
Yeah, I was telling you to wait before you actually put two voltage regulators in it, because from my understanding, what Dan said from Tweet FPV is that you don't need that.
Right. Well, I decided to wait because I was trying to find out. I was trying to still find out, and yeah, I guess I do need to ask them. But I will wait until after. See, that would make sense to me. It would. I've tried it many different ways.
Have you tried
too.
your voltmeter and putting them on it to see if you got current all the way down through them the same way?
I did, and I do. I've got.
So it's the same voltage all the way down from node 1 to node 8. There's no drop in voltage.
Oh, I don't. Well, let's test that and see. I haven't tested that. I only tested the 5-volt pin and 3.3-volt pin on every single board, and it just comes out as 5 volts or 3.3 volts. Well, a little bit higher and a little bit under. Just depends which board it is, but it's weird because it fluctuates on both boards.
Yeah, those receivers. There's a diagram for those receivers on the GitHub. Okay.
But yeah.
Oh, shooting. Huh.
Well,
okay. You can see here that it's got a 3-volt and a 5-volt regulator that's running the 4 receivers and the 4 Arduinos. The question that I had and have, and I think that's the one that Casey's going to ask, see, these here are soldered in.
I don't know how to ask. So this is going to...
What's that?
I said this is going to help me word my question correctly.
So what my question?
Because these aren't
well, one, we need to look and see on these receivers which ones of these those solder joints right there. There should be a hot and a ground right beside each other that we can go down and put your thing on it, and you should see the voltage running the same. It should be 5 volts or 3 volts, whichever one. I think 3 volts is what's running the Arduinos, but I'm not for sure.
No, 5 volts.
It's 5 volts. So it's 3 volts that's running the receivers then. So what I'm wondering is because
here's another.
We're using 2 of these. These are the Polo. Those they're fairly expensive voltage regulators.
And also, none of these receivers are getting warm. None of them, except for these 4. These 4 are getting plenty hot, whereas these aren't. And none of these they're not getting warm at all. The other 4 on the end. Of course, that would
I
make sense if the power isn't getting all the way to the receiver. That makes sense that they aren't getting warm.
I don't feel any warmth in these yet, but I think they do heat up. Watching
Not too bad,
Dan from Tweet FPV, he says that you don't need 2 5 volts and 2 3 volt regulators, voltage regulators for the 2 boards. You just take off the side here and you bridge your 3 volt and your 5 volt that comes off out of the board, and you bridge it over to the other board. And that's what Casey's done in his build. But what I'm wondering is if down that line somewhere, if there's not a voltage loss to these receivers. You can see when he plugs it up that he's getting. Are you getting any blinking signals on your Arduinos at all?
Every single one of them. They're all working.
Yeah, because it was kind of looking like it was strobing when you was holding it up. Yeah, your camera's not great.
Yeah, they're all.
You can see all the strobing going on.
Yeah, in uniform. Oh, I tested it. I've tested this in the command prompt. So you can go into PuTTY and you can test these receivers and see if they're working. For in code, you can see in the code if they're working, and they are. They're transmitting data. They're working, but the receivers are not getting any power.
Well, do you know that? That's what I'm saying. Have you put
am I supposed to bridge the 3.3 volt too? Am I supposed to also bridge it as well? You know,
you're not going to bridge it. Bridging it would be shorting it out.
I've got
yes, you got to run the power over.
So I've got the 5 volt daisy chained. I've got the data daisy chained, but I don't have the 3.3 volt daisy chained.
Well, of course.
That's the problem.
Of
course. My gosh. See, it's something silly. No, listen. So here's the thing. I was thinking, because we can't have 2 voltage regulators, I can't bridge both 3.3 and 5. Only one, or I'll blow it. I'll put too much in it.
No, they're different circuits.
Oh my gosh.
You big dummy. You big dummy. You big cold-blooded dummy.
I love this stream. This is great. See, I would never figure that out, and it's the simplest thing. That's great. Now watch it work. Let's turn it on. I'm excited. Of course, I have only put the reason why I put 10 hours, and I'm not playing about 10 hours. That's just a guesstimate. There's more than 10 hours involved. The reason why is this: 3.3 volts needs to be grounded. So what you do on this, by the way, if you do have one of these, be sure and go in here and hit shutdown. Be sure and fear the crab cat. Always be sure and shut down your RotoHazard timer, because if you don't, you could lose your race data and possibly cause the Pi to not start up, or like if you turn off your computer without logging out.
You was about to say you could cause the Pi to fry, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You could cause the Pi to fry.
Got me. All right, so shut down. Server shut down. See how fast we do this. And now that this is off, maybe I can show. I color coded. So whenever I soldered in the when I soldered the pins on to this board, I color coded.
Soldered shiny. That's right.
I color coded the pins. So you got blue for SDA and white for SCL. And then you got, of course, red for ground, and yeah, right. You got red for 5 volt and black for ground. Red for 3.3 volt, black for ground. But yeah, I color coded them, and that way the wires can also match. So you got the wires, and you can just look at the color of the pin, color the wire, and match it right up. You ain't got to guess.
Just put you a jumper for the 3 volt from the 3 volt from one to the 3 volt to the other one, and you'll probably see that it's going to work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I believe so. That's the. While I'm standing here jibber jabbering, we could have had it working. Let me go grab this. Oh no! Something come unplugged. Good thing I know where everything goes. Alright. Now, let me grab... Where is... There we go. My toe! Oh. It is a toe no more. Let's see, we need... Where is... Well, I know there's like another... Well, it don't even matter right now. Let's just use this. I'll color code it later. I'm looking for the black and the red, but I must not have put it back in here. Or there must have only been one. I don't know. We'll find it. We'll find it. It might be in this box right here.
Well, for the blue pill one, you got a buttload of them.
Yeah, they're right here. I just
Far more than
I
you'll
don't want
need.
to. Yeah, they're all right here. I just don't want to keep you all waiting. So I'll color code it, and we're gonna see if it works first. As long as I don't cross it, right? 3.3. Yep. 3.3. 3.3. Now, here's another thing I'm learning, which is something that you never will stop doing in this life, but I'm learning, and this is definitely a learning process. Learn as you go, and troubleshoot as you go. And some of the simplest things can hold you up for the longest of times. And this is a clear example of that. Alright. Let's see. Alright. Now, don't you blow up on me. No. That was... It confused me. The voltage regulator, whole voltage regulator thing threw me way off. Alright, plug up. Here we go. Let's plug it in. Plug it in. Now, let's see if we get heat. Oh, they're getting warm immediately. They're all getting warm. Yay! Alright. And what's so cool? Did y'all notice? No wires. Except for the battery, of course, but no wires.
We didn't notice
And
anything but your bald spot, but it's better than your butt crack.
oh yeah. I won't do that to y'all again, or at least not on purpose.
Thank you.
No, anytime. I so apologize about that again. I did not mean to scar y'all for life.
It did.
Yeah, sorry. But this is wireless. You can configure it to connect to your network at home, work, wherever you're at. And all you do is you plug it up and just sit there for a minute, and boom, it connects.
Well, let's look at it in the GUI and see if you got frequency on all of them.
No, it says no receiver nodes found. It caused it to not see any at all, which it's done that before. So let's just go and shut it down. System shut down. Let's see, are they warm? Yes, they are warm. Good. All right. All I gotta do is double check all the. For some reason, these jumper wires, I had two that were sensitive. I had to switch them out. It kept losing signal with them. I would push on them and it would regain signal. I don't know what was going on with that. I checked the wires and I tried them on the power, and it worked with the power. But as far as data goes, very sensitive. It was weird.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So just by pushing these down, it should make this work. 'Cause that's all I did last time, and it worked. All right.
So you
Alright.
basically like saying, I don't know what I did, but I hit the engine with a hammer and it started working.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Mm.
Playing.
And
I'm
you're going to
glad
be building the blue pill
I'm glad
build?
that is not the
Oh,
truth. I'm glad that isn't true. I bet you're glad that isn't true. Alrighty, let's see. It takes it a 2 or 3 minutes, not long, to load back up. What's so cool is actually you can pay attention to this. Once these lights start blinking in uniform, that means that the server has loaded up. But until then, it won't come up on the GUI. So, let's see.
gooey.
And anytime now. It's good that it's
Gooey, that's what you call a toddler's nose when you're building a snowman, right?
there. See how they're now flashing, and that immediately popped up as soon as they started flashing. And see there, just by pushing the jumper wires, just by pushing, they were all down. But I must have another sensitive one in there somewhere. Just by pushing it down, it fixed it. I'm glad that. I'm glad that that's all it was. But yeah, man, you
That's
just
the
seen
sign
that.
of a bad connection.
Yeah, you just seen it for yourself. And they're brand new wires, as you know. Alright, so let's go in here. Sensory tuning. Yes! Yes! Now, I still see 2 giving me no heartbeat, but I was kind of expecting that. I was already having issues with 2 receivers. I already knew that. But yes, they're all working. R5 and R7 now have heartbeat.
But you should have one extra. There was
You get
7 total, and I sent you 2 more extra.
I only had
There was
had one
Bardwell's had 3 in it. The other one
Mhm.
had 4 in it, and I sent you 2 more. That's 9.
I had 1 more.
I sent 2 more in the box. Look in the box that I shipped you. There's 2 more in the box.
Oh, that box is no.
And look
that
at
box
them.
is no more.
When you moved, the other ones just had signal. R6 and R7 popped up signal there for a little bit.
Because I was telling you, it's probably the solder on there, and every time I touch the solder point, it works. So it's just got to be resoldered. See? See? Boom. R6 obviously still works.
But both
It
of
just
them
needs
was
to be
working
resoldered.
for
Let's
a
see.
time there. R6
R-
and R8 both.
R8. Let's see. R8. Let's see here.
Yeah, I sent 2 in that box with the frame with you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I've got all that you give me.
Well, then it should be 9.
Right there. That is it. Yeah, no, there was
There's 9. Just got to find them. Trust me.
I don't remember having any more than what I have now. This is all I've had the whole time. I've only had this.
There was 4.
Short.
There was 4 in the other one.
I was 1 short, and
I sent you 2.
I only had 1. You sent me 1.
I sent you 2.
I think
check.
You need to recheck, and I will too. But I never did see another.
I have a photo of what I put in the box. I sent it to you.
Well, if you sold, then good, because that's what I bought. And I haven't seen another one. So I was just like, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's hiding. It's being mean and hiding. So. But in other news, y'all don't want to sit around watching me look for stuff.
But we want to see it work.
Well, yeah, it's working. It is working. I've just got to figure out that last receiver, which is fine, and I will. But yeah, just like Marty's, just like the Delta or the rotor or the nuclear hazard, this one also has the ability to do 8. But as y'all saw, much larger and much more of a pain. Definitely much more of a pain than the
Got some signal on R3.
other one. Yeah, there ain't no, I don't know how. There ain't nothing on.
Yep.
Could have been me touching it. Yeah.
Just had some on R6 pop up again.
Yeah, R6 is the receiver that looks like it's going to need a solder somewhere. Don't know
I was
where.
trying to look up the diagram for those receivers. What pads are power and ground, but since you figured out the 3 volt was not plugged up.
That is amazing. I'm so glad that's what it was because, yeah, now we can see it work.
There's so many. These screws are like 4 inches long, and my little plow stick just about wore down. It won't do it. So. Oh, first world problems. You actually got to screw something in my hand.
That's great. So, well, let's see here. Where is, I'm looking for, nope. Nope, nope. Alright, now, let's see here. Yeah, so I'm going to, let's see, is it that one? Or 6?
All right.
Anybody?
Oh.
It just, says, oh, okay. I thought it disconnected on me there for a minute. I kept getting battery low, but then it disappeared. And then it came back, and then it disappeared.
All right. We're going to wrap this thing up, guys.
I'm trying to get charged 1S so that I can get the analog signal so we can see this thing give us some readings. Oh, what here? This will have to work right here. Here, if it's dead, it'll just do the trick for what we need it for. All right, let's see here, because I can plug this up and switch channels on beta flight. All right. See, R5. R5's already seeing something. Let's see. All right. Let me plug up here. Let me plug up. That way we can just switch channels without having to unplug it. Alright, lose my mouse. R5, right? Yeah, no. Well, yeah, let's see. R5. That'll be the first successful spike I've had on this second board since I've done the build. Alright, R5. Save. Now, plug it in, plug it in. Remember that? This battery. Give me another battery. Alright, try it again. What happened? Oh. Zadig. We don't want none of you. Get away. That program is evil. It's not. It actually is. Oh, there we go. Whoa. We got spikes on all the channels. I'm right next on top of it. But it's working. R5 is working. That's great. Look, R7's working. Which R7 was not an issue. Sweet. So I've got some spikes going on. Switch over to R7 and see. Hold on. Come on. Is it that dead? Do you only get like one hit out of a dead battery?
Oh. Hello, Pastor Larry.
Oh, good evening.
Finally caught a stream. Pastor Larry, are you preaching FPV?
Looky there. That is awesome. It looks like it is
for the react. Yeah, it looks like it. That's cool.
That is. That brings a lot of joy to my heart for sure. That's great. All right, let's see. I'll switch to R7. Try this one more. Let's get. Come on.
Oh, okay. Pastor Larry. All right. Well, thank you for being a member, and thank you for hosting. And I didn't get into the guessing isn't science one. You have to give me time on some of those, and give me time to work it out. I'll try to do one per stream. So now, Pastor Larry, do I know you in person as a pastor, or are you just know me through the channel? LOLK. Oh, okay about. Yeah, okay about only showing one of them. Yeah. I didn't have. It took me, I guess, 30 minutes to review that. And thank you for keeping it short and all of that.
Well, yay! It's working. Everything's working except for one of the. Well, still two of them, but I'll figure that out.
So I haven't seen anything, but I've seen 4 spike up, but I haven't seen anything else.
Yeah, they all have. Except, well, not all. I'm sorry. R5, R7, those two have, so they're working. I've just got to figure out what's going on with the other 2 receivers.
We've met. Yeah. All right. I've met a lot of people. Message me. You're a member. You got.
See there.
Message me over there in that. All right. Got R7.
R7. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hitting nothing good. Boom. When my
Try R6.
R6 doesn't work. No, I doesn't have. It don't work. It ain't measuring that. Only when I press on it. I lost my wire. Only whenever I like press on it. So whenever see there. So it's got a loose. It's salt right there. There we go. That's on
Well, that
the
could
right
just
hand
be,
side of
you
it.
just could be picking up some kind of electrical current from you, though.
Well, it's not doing none of that until I push down on it. So it's not making contact somewhere. I'm hoping that's the problem, because if not, then it's no good.
It's not.
But it's not.
It's not. Is that what you said?
It's not. It's not. It's not. It is snot if it's no good. It's as good as snot. Here, I'm trying to find my. Here we go. It's right in front of me. Trying to do too much at once. All right, there we go. All right, let's go to. I want to show you that the other four do work. R1 and R1 through R4, they work. No problem. Let's see. R1. We're going to R1 now. Let's see. Save. Come on. There we go. All right. Plug it in. Plug it in. It didn't switch channels, did it? It stayed on R7. Okay. It's going to be stubborn. Oh, wait. Ain't that how everything is in this hobby? Let's see. R1. Yeah, because since I have hooked up this new board now, I'm not sure. I don't know. Don't know how it's going to act. Let's see here. But there
Yeah,
is...
we don't want you to troubleshoot it on the.
Yeah, definitely not. There we go. R1. That's what I was aiming for. R1, which is of course not close enough to. There we go.
Well, you just peaked up on R7, just about as high.
Yeah. Well, it's because I ran it's right over the top of it. I think that those last four are still R1. There we go again, R1. And this is just to show you that it is. Now, last night it was actually picking up R1, R2, R3, R4, like boom, 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 boom on the money. And I figured once we get these other four going that maybe that might change a little, but not much. Shouldn't.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. R2. Well, it's not going to work because of this. There we go.
Pastor Larry, I got your text message.
And oh, so what's going on with my quad now? Okay. There we go. Nope, it didn't switch again. So now my quad keeps making me want to double click to save. All right, go to race band 2. Thank you very much. But yeah, awesome. I can't wait until it's working flawlessly as that one was. And is this battery too dead again? Oh gosh. Okay. Let's see. I keep running out of batteries. This hummingbird. It's another thing. I'm using this hummingbird. So it's being temperamental with the pH 2.0 connector. I just don't have good luck with those connectors. Is it even coming on?
All right. Well, we've had a great stream.
Anyways.
Been a little long-winded, but
Awesome. Awesome stream. Definitely long-winded, but when are we not?
yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
this
for
is
me.
I'm surprised you didn't say that about me. 'Cause I get told I don't know when to hush sometimes. Me? No.
Yeah. I can- All
Yeah,
right.
this is definitely fun. Fun.
All right, guys. We're gonna wrap this thing up tonight. Another long one, as always. I want to thank all of the members. Let me go ahead. Wow.
Yeah.
What do you want? Preaching FPV or Pastor Larry? We'll call it preaching.
I love it. I love it. That's great.
One
And
word.
I'm so glad to have Double A says love yous. Pastor Larry. Awesome. I'm so glad
All
that
right,
Tiny
we should have you there. Preaching FPV there. Now you're up there, brother. Now you're up there on the list. Yeah, Double A. You too, my brother. You too, my brother. I want to thank everybody for a fun stream tonight. Thank you, Casey.
Thank you.
Find that other receiver. I know you got it somewhere around there, so you'll be able to locate it. I got faith in you, and we'll get that done. And hopefully, we will have a comparison, at least, if not a full review video on them, sometime in the next 6 months. So that's my time schedule. So I want to thank everybody. Thank you for showing up, Casey.
Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Take care. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You all have a blessed evening.
All right,
Stay
man.
safe out there.
Take care, brother.
See ya.
All right. I want to thank everybody for your contributions, your super chats and memberships and all of that kind of, and just for watching and being a part of the Phat Pastor family. And wherever you're at, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, remember to keep flying and rise up and meet me in the air.